Relationships will often end in disgust, and I know you want my love, but there's nothing to discuss. I don't need you in my life no more. I don't need you in my life no more. I got no money, it's getting sunny, but I still feel cold. I've been nose running, you funny, you going it out. What? Not the time just to go around. What a word you think is safe and sound. What? Might as well just burn it down. It's always winter time inside my mind. I find it hard to bear, 'cause it gets cold and blurry. Yeah, it gets cold and blurry. She took my heart and then discarded all the evidence. All of her actions were a clear case of malevolence. I got no money, it's getting sunny, but I still feel cold. I've been nose running, you funny, you going
Thought that you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break my signs, every time. Let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want.
her way to victory. Sedge is going to walk right in this team. He is going to eat a stun, but they are not really scared with just these 3 here versus the 4. And so we do see some posturing. Sedge does land the root. The root comes down on top.
Wow.
Ult is coming out from Pharma, keeping him alive just temporarily, but finally the Wukong does kill him. Fast Beyond Light is on the run. Double kill for the Wukong. The Urgot is by himself. The Urgot is going to claim the Rakan, but not able to get to the Varus.
The reality of the game
They're
right
being
now.
very patient and just able to lock down, stun down the Urgot. The Urgot is going to fall. The tower is just getting melted, and it just looks like Pharma is just soaking damage at this point for the team. However, this is going to be the game here in a second. They can't stop it. And that is all she wrote, folks. Clinical is going to lose his kind of peeling around. Mordekaiser is going to pull some of the Xayah in, but the Xayah does kite away. The ultimate kind of misses on this one, and the set is able to punish correctly. Azir is running for his life. He's not going to get away, and the Brum is forced to go back. The Sedge is on the run, and just as we talked about, the Xayah got too close, and Pro is just immediately trying to push this Azir out. We do see the Shadow Realm and the ultimate coming out from the Xayah, but those health bars, I warned you about the Xayah. If she gets some time, the ultimate comes out. The Xayah does not need to walk this close to the Mordekaiser. She needs to stay away from the Mordekaiser. She walked too close and got claimed again, and now you have the set coming in from the backside, the double kill coming out from the Mordekaiser, and this looks like trouble. Azir is able to push them off, but they are just keep coming, and the Pharma has got the triple kill on the Sedge, and the Braum is left on the run after doing so much work. And that looks like it is going to be big problems. Clinical is pushing through. They've got 5. There is 2. Uba Awesome is already on the run.
Damage.
The damage coming out from Crow, and the life of Uba Awesome is over. Clinical is going to take game 2. My points have been donated to Momo, who's super happy right now. I am. Ooh, that was a spicy replay. How you doing tonight, huh, guys?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. How you doing?
After 5 hours, I think, yesterday of streaming for a best of 5 to go 4 games with 2 backdoors, you think I'd be tired, but I'm looking forward to this evening. Glad to have you back with me. And it's Astroglider and Augite with our producer behind the scenes there, Soul Keeper this evening. And obviously Vish is always in the background getting a lot of stuff done that folks don't see. So I'm excited this evening. We are going to get a real interesting matchup. It is Brad Balster Gaming versus GG Business Time. Best of 3. And then the game not shown tonight, I believe, is a tiebreaker with Cooper Esports and RAR and their best of 1 this evening. So this is going to decide who is going to be first place versus who's going to be second place going into playoffs. So GG Business Time 11-1, and Brad Balster Gaming undefeated, coming in 12-0. What you looking forward to tonight? What do you want to see, Og?
I want to see Ray Boss be the menace that I know he is. I want to see. I don't know. Maybe all 3 games. Good question. Remind me, do they have to just win 2-0? They just go 2-0 when they win, or they have to go all 3 games at the win?
Best of 3. So if you can get first 1 of 2 victories is going to claim this one this evening. We won't see a best of 5 until I believe the semifinals of this particular playoff. So this is a race to 2. And again, we've talked about it. One team has only got 1 loss. The other team has 0 losses. So one way or the other, somebody today is gonna have to take 2 losses. I know some of our staff has predicted, I believe Soulkeeper has predicted 2-1. And I don't know. 2-1 for, I believe he's picked GG Business Time to win this out 2-1. I know Taco's going to hate me for saying it, but I don't think Soul's wrong on this one. I think the same thing. I think we're going to see 2-1. So we are ready for draft. Nefiri is available if folks want to run it, as well as Rengar. So we might see some fireworks this evening.
Please don't. I mean, listen. I understand that some of y'all are beasts at Rengar. I understand that, and I'm not okay with it. But you don't have to pick it here, where I have to watch you, and then talk about you, and then give compliments to Rengar. Please don't make me do that. This is all got coming to you as a person. Don't make me do that.
We do see the Xerath banned out. We do see the Kazakhs and the Zillion gonna be banned out. Haven't really seen a lot of the Zillion
There goes the Camille
lately. Ooh, Maokai being taken away. I am not a big fan of the Maokai, so I 100% understand that that ban. Raid Boss has not eaten any bans yet, which is interesting. Although now we're seeing the Camille ban come out.
Yeah, the Camille ban came out, and then the Kaisa ban for BBG. And GG Business Time picks up Zaya for the first pick. Blonde picking AD carry. All right.
I mean, with the priority with Kaisa taken away, I mean, most folks we've seen have been running either the Zaya or in some instances even the Ash or the MF. So the priority's kind of been there, and it kind of thins out afterwards. So with them taking away the Kaisa, I can understand going to Zaya. The question now from Brad Balser Gaming is, are they going to allow them to have the Zaya Rakan combo?
Well, I mean, they picked Ziggs and Ash. So this is GG Business Time. They could just pick Rakan here. Let them have it. Let's see what they're gonna do. No, they're gonna pick up the Echo. That is most likely a jungle Echo, which I didn't get to cast for because I wasn't able to do that day. So sad.
Eka did have himself a nice time there, snacking on some champions early on and getting himself a good lead. He does have some targets here. Obviously, the Ash and the Ziggs are going to be nice little juicy targets for the Echo to find a home on. So we'll have to see what they're going to play around to try to counter the Echo. You got some options there. We do see the Alawi making a return to the ring there. This is a flex. You can actually, I do see some folks still running Alawi mid because she does present a lot of problems to a lot of mid champions. So it can be a flex. We do see Mordekaiser, who also is flex. Could be mid, can be jungle, and can be played top. We are seeing the Seraphine going to be banned out. Perfectly understandable. This champion is extremely broken. I do not like this champion at all, and I don't understand in her current state why she's allowed to exist. But they are taking her away, and as well as the Rel is coming out, signaling that they are expecting the Ziggs to either be filling the role of mid, or the Ash is going to be the support, and the Ziggs is going to be with him. Don't expect a Ziggs Ash bot, but it is possible. We do see the Rakan. They are going to go ahead and ban out this Rakan and not allow it. I was kind of shocked they didn't prioritize it in the first rotation and pick it up when they had the opportunity, but instead prioritize getting the Alawi and the Echo out. This then allows for the Wukong to be banned out. So we still have the Sedge and the Zac as options. It looks like they've opted into the Zac as the choice. And so far, both sides building towards these kind of either, well, GG can go for the allow split push if they choose, but they do pick up the Thresh here. So it looks like we're going to see this, maybe the The Lysandra. Maybe we see Cassiopeia again. Snake Lady really had a fun time last time we saw her on stream, and I haven't seen her since. Surprised no one's been playing her. We'll have to see here what they're gonna do with this last pick here. Maybe the Syndra as well, or the Vigard around this team comp out.
All right, so that's Echo mid. Cool. All right.
Ooh, all right.
I think they pretty much picked that just for Ziggs. If that's a Ziggs mid and that's an Echo mid, they just pretty much want to keep Ziggs down. That's exactly what that pick says. Dang. Okay, so it's front to back for GG Business Time is looking nice. What's Brad Bolter's response? It's Tristana. So that's is that an Ziggs Ash
That's
bottom?
a Ziggs Ash bot, and that is a Tristana mid, I believe. So Brad Bolster Gaming going all in on quite the interesting poke arrangement there. Whereas Business Time does have this big, beefy kind of front to back team. But Echo, ooh boy, if Echo gets to that Ziggs and that Ash and that Trist, he's got a lot of targets there to play around with there. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how Balser Gaming is going to play this. Obviously, Business Time, they've got this giant meatball that they can throw at you. I'm kind of interested to see where Mordekaiser is going to place his target. Is he going to target the Echo and get him out, or is he going to target the Alawi if the Alawi is not going to split push and play the role of kind of the tanky bruiser up front? So kind of have to see how the Mordekaiser is going to play out. And I'm interested to see what the arrangement is bot lane. Is the Ashe the support, or is the Ziggs the support?
I mean, it doesn't really matter, does? I mean, Ziggs isn't gonna build support items, even if he is support, he's just gonna build, ability power. And the main reason he's there is for his W, right? So it doesn't really matter, honestly. It just really, I guess, determines if they have an Ashe, I guess, because Ashe is only here for the arrow too. This is a very utility bot lane, is what I'm saying. Like, also, is this an all the eggs in a Triss basket? Just without the supports?
I mean, you have the Mord, you have the Zac, and it's really going to be how much pushing can you get early on, and can you contain the Echo? Because once the Echo gets to a certain break point, if he could just get a combo off on the Ashe and the Ziggs or the Tress, he's going to erase them from the board. Plus, you've got the Sedge ult to follow on top, along with the Thresh. Is going to have a lot of leeway with his hooks, depending on where the Mordekaiser is, because again, you have the Zac kind of being the jungle, so Thresh has got a lot of interesting hook targets here, kind of to play with. So Brad Balser Gaming, I believe, has a very spicy comp, but they've got a very, very small window for error. They've got to play this really, really tight. They've got to make sure that they're not getting caught by a Thresh hook or an Echo combo, or it's going to be game over. And that looks like it is, in fact, an Ashe support with the Ziggs going to be playing the main damage role coming out of bot. So very interesting comp.
Mark on an Ashe. Yay.
Predictions are out. There is again the 5 minutes. There's 3 minutes left on predictions. And let's make sure we get some points flinging around this evening, gentlemen and ladies. I, on the other hand, am interested is knowing what this combo is. Do they invade on the bot side?
Yeah, definitely. Why wouldn't they? That is a Sejuani, Thresh, and even have a Lowy. Yeah, they're definitely going to walk into the other team's jungle. If they don't, they're cowards. Calling it right now.
Wow. All right. So you heard it from wk8 calling it right now. saying if business time doesn't invade, they are cowards for not doing so. All right. Well, with that said, we're going to take a quick break here as we get ready to get on the rifts, and we'll see you here in a few minutes.
Yep.
Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Read the signs every time. Let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want.
I've seen enough things to lose hope. And here I am still going. I am even stronger now. Evil is lurking around you. And maybe I'm mistaken. You know I'm feeling alright. Like something on my face, something in my veins. Still hurts. have done, the last will become a distant forever within our souls. Some don't even know, and life will go on, and then will become just nothing at all. Just nothing, just nothing, just nothing, just nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all.
Welcome back. Game 1. Brad Balster Gaming versus GG Business Time. It doesn't look like we're going to see that invade. Right? How you feeling about that?
All right, told you. Cowards.
Called you out. He's holding his ground.
Yep. Ooh. No, never mind. Just saying hello. Just saying hello.
Mord said hello to Sedge, and Sedge did not like the hello.
Well, I mean, if you got hit in the face with a mace, I doubt you like the hello too.
True. This is true. This is true.
But yeah, I'm super disappointed that there is no invade. I mean, especially because they spotted out, Tristan and Zach. But never mind. I guess why chance? Why throw a chance at a lead?
This is true. Although I do
it.
like to see Zaya has opted to take the longsword out and immediately gets a win in my book just because she don't have no time for no Dorn's blade. So we appreciate that, Zaya. We appreciate it.
Good for that. 10 points to GG Business Time.
10 points to GG Business Time. All right, so now we're going to see the interesting fight here in the mid early on. Trist actually wins early against Echo and can exert a lot of pressure. I'm certain both teams will know this, and the jungles are aware of Trist's ability to kind of push and try to kill somebody at level 3. So we might see some priority to try to get an early gank on mid side, especially since Trist is already pushed to the tower. Meanwhile, Mord is going to have to force the flash out of Alawi. Alawi did not get level 2 and did not want to eat that additional combo damage, so she wisely took the flash. She has also opted into the corrupted potion, which we'll have to see how that kind of plays out. I'm not the biggest fan of it into this particular matchup. But we'll have to see how that rolls out. We do see again kind of Triss got level 3, great hits combo, and we're going to see the continuance of this up until Echo has the ability to kind of dive in there and take the fight to Triss. So we'll see if we get a good gank on to punish this Tristana for being that crazy in the mid part.
Yeah, we'll see. Also, shout out to Echo, shout out to Kilgar.
Here comes the fight. IP lock immediately with Mordekaiser is on top. Just murders poor little Sedge in the jungle there. And I don't think...
Nope, they ain't get it. Ignite faded.
Ooh, Bell eats an additional shot there and is on the run. Got really, really low. The Ziggs had the patience not to go ahead and try to finish that off. Yeah, because of the pressure that the Mord got early on, was able to push Alawi back into the tower. Alawi wasn't allowed to rotate or do anything, but didn't ping to let Sedge know that Mord was missing. So make note of that, folks, when you're watching. If your lane disappears early on, you should probably let your jungle know.
Yeah, miscommunication on GG Business Time part. But also Echo chose to just kind of say hi to Zach. Didn't get anything out of it except for some lost minions, but this lane is going to be rough for Echo for a good minute anyway, so nothing lost for him really. Meanwhile, Sejuani is taking this blue buff away from Zach. Ash spots are out, but who cares? But
he does, but if you look, here comes the rotation. The Zach's coming from the side, the Ziggs is coming, and now Sedge is going to be in a little bit of a trouble here. He's in a bind in a pickle. He comes right back into the Ziggs. The Ziggs is in his waiting arms. There is nowhere for Sedge to go. And again, Balster able to collect a second kill on Poor Sedge trying to just collect that little buff for himself and just not able to get so. So that is going to put Sedge super far behind. Zach knows it. Zach knows that Sedge cannot respond right now, and so he's going to go take some more jungle.
I don't know why Sejuani went back around towards the wolf cabin. The only person there was Zach. He saw Tristana in the lane. He should have just kept running down toward his team, who was there, but he didn't. So, interesting choice he made there, and it cost him his life. Meanwhile,
Zach
there's three
is
people
on the
in the
side
bottom
here.
lane.
He is, but I don't think he's going to risk going into that 3-man. He knows that he is going to be risking a lot if he went in the tower. So wisely just collects some of Sedge's farm. He's going to recall. Sedge is now going to realize his farm is gone. And now he's either going to have to rotate all the way back around or make the quick call to try to get a gank out. He does take the thresh hook, and they do find Ashe is called out. Desire is chasing her down. Meanwhile, the Ziggs is running for his life. He is going to flash and get away, but the Ashe does go down to the Xayah, and it really only costs him one summon. So good job on the Sedge lingering there and holding for a little bit for that Thresh Lantern to come into play. Is able to get a quick gank back off. And now we'll have to see if he's going to try to reset here, knowing that Zach might be already topside, to try to prevent Zach from eating more of his jungle.
I mean, we'll need to see. I mean, it looks like he's just heading back towards his blue side.
Oh, Triss has already snuck a ward in with his ability to push the lane. And he does have a ward already planned out on that side. So they are really, really focusing attention on getting deep vision here to know where Sunray is coming from. Really good heads up there from Triss to go ahead and lay that ward so deep. We'll have to see if that yields them a kill here shortly.
Yeah, a lot of pre-plan on their part, and that's pretty awesome. So we'll see. Like you said, we'll see if this gets them another kill. I mean, Thresh is up here now clearing wards for his jungler. They have pinged out. They knew Triss went that way, so they're just trying to check for any wards. I believe Sejuani even has the sweeper, so maybe he'll sweep his blue buff when that comes back up.
He does, but because the Thresh rotated over there, it immediately got pinged out, and they called for Dragon. So with Thresh doing that roam to try to clear out some of the vision, help the Sedge, it is now going to spell that they're not going to be able to do anything about this Dragon. And Xayah needs to be real careful coming out. We do see the Echo immediately trying to get on top of the Triss, but the Triss is able to just kind of hop away there. But we do see the Ashe and the Zach coming into play. They have been pinged out, and they'll go back to their respective parties.
Yep. I mean, once again, this is kind of turned into the support. The support is roaming a lot here for GG.
Wait a minute. The Sedge does land a combo. The hook just barely misses from the Thresh. He is going to follow up with the ultimate. However, he doesn't really have the ability to follow up damage from there. So he did land his combo, but because the Thresh was a little bit out of position, but it does force the Zach back, and Sedge will be able to get a buff back.
Yeah, he's going to get the one, but he's probably also going to just lose another one because they are pinging that out. And Zach is in his bottom side jungle.
Zach already immediately rotated, but this does mean Herald is in play, and that's what it looked like we're going to do. So Xayah needs to be real careful here. The Ashe ult can come out. The Ziggs ultimate can come out. Zoner out. We do see the Ashe kind of looking like she was trying to get CS, but she is not yet 6 to use her ultimate. So she's not able to go ahead and do the suicide run. We do see the Xayah trying to rotate around. She knows that Zach is probably in the area, so she wisely does trying to get a ward in place so she could spot out if the Zach comes from that lane. So at least she's aware of the positioning of where Zach might be coming from.
If Zach walks that way and just sit in that bush, which is something that could happen. We'll have to see. He gets spotted out. He gets spotted out. I think Xayah saw that. Maybe.
He might still try to do it. No, he opts to go out the other way, even though they ping, so they kind of know where he's at. I'll be interested to see where they're going to put the Herald. Are they going to try to hold it, or are they going to try to push back out mid? Because they don't really have a lot of damage on any of these towers yet.
In fact, their towers are the ones taking a lot of damage here.
Yeah. I mean, the positioning and the rewarding to try to cover Sedge did get them some chip damage on some of these. Lost some plates early on. Plus, it's Trist and a Zig, so we do see Mord is gonna go ahead and lay the ultimate down, lay the combo down on Alawi, and Raid Boss, still functioning as a Raid Boss, has already got his Rylai's completed and is not afraid to go ahead and take the one-on-one and pull that trigger.
He took that man to the Shadow Dimension, and we never saw him again.
Never saw him again.
So, good job, BBG. I tried to say their full name, and I got dyslexic for like a full minute right there. Too many letters, bro. Too many letters. Anyway, good job, Ray Boss. So, well, ain't nothing really happening. Got pings coming out from the bottom lane. Sejuani's down there. Look like they want to make a play. Looks like this is where they're gonna try to put the Rift Herald, because if they do kill this lane, they'll just put the Rift Herald down and take the tower. But they are also dealing with a Ziggs, and wave clear is his specialty. Sejuani has stuck into the first bush. Who's going to pull the trigger? Sejuani goes wide, and yeah, nothing happens here.
No, they are going to lay the Herald down, but Zig's ability to wave clear, they're only going to get the one charge out of it. They won't be able to get much more. Sadly, just Ziggs being able to wave clear kind of prevents that. Interesting enough, I didn't really talk about it, but Alawi opted in the Quicksilver Sash as first item into the Mord.
Oh, I didn't bring it up because I didn't see it until right now. Because I thought that was a different item. You just made me realize that was Quicksilver Sash, and I'm not sure if this is the most genius move I've ever seen, or really dumb.
Yeah, I'd be kind of interested to know what Feathers and Fur's line of thinking is on this one, because typically I would think you would go Black Cleaver Rush into the Mordekaiser matchup, but she doesn't do so. Meanwhile, Thresh laying down a little bit of his ultimate there a little bit early and got a little bit of damage on the Ashe. But Kilgar is going to jump in and say thank you and collect that Ashe immediately and then go back to his lane. So this is kind of what we were talking about before, where this Echo has the ability to just go in and delete one of these targets really quickly and without repercussions. And yeah, he took a kill, came right back to lane, maybe lost a minion or two.
Yeah. I mean, he loses cool points. Like, -5 points though. From GG Business Time, just because he ulted out when he had the Thresh lining.
Fair enough.
Could have been smoother. You know what? I'll be nice. -2 points. No, not 5. 2.
Not five. We do see Dragon is taken, and we see Kilgar immediately come back and say hello to the Trist and lane. So Kilgar, even though he got punished early because of the matchup, is now gone even with the Trist. Obviously, the Trist has the ability to kind of run away. We do see the Zac is going to enter the party, but they're just going to kind of posture and walk away. Mord was walking down there, so if they turn around and fight, it was going to get real spicy real quick with that Mord on the way. Thresh again on the hook is going to go wide. All it's going to take is one hook for this party to get started down bot, and they'll be more than happy to continue to take the Ashe wherever they can. Meanwhile, Mordekaiser is going to just sit there and say, Feathers and Fur, you are not ready. Your Quicksilver Sash is useless in this fight right now, and is starting to exert that lane pressure. So we'll be interested to see if Sedge is going to try to gank. It's hard to gank a Mord as a jungle when Mord can just, ult and say, thanks for playing. I don't care about your other player. So it's real hard at times to get out of Mord when you know his ultimate is up. It's doubly hard when you know that one of your laners can, quick Silver Sash his ult, and then you're just going to be the ult target.
I'm surprised he got that.
I was thinking maybe he was not, because that Ashe was there too, and they immediately turn on this Herald, forcing the Sedge there to make a decision on whether he was going to use and hold a smite to get back in here. So we do see the hook is going to come out, is going to land. They are going to be able to get the quick kill on the Ashe. Meanwhile, the Mord is just sitting there soaking the damage, and they're running for their lives. Triss is able to get the resets. He's going to fall down. Kilgar's now running for his life. He doesn't want to be there. Sedge doesn't want to be there. Thresh and Alawi paid for the lives. I'm pretty certain Ashe is okay with that trade because
it's
a support for two.
They picked up the Rift Herald on BBG too. So this really went the way they wanted it to go. And
so far, Buster Gaming is able to execute what they were wanting to do so far. It has not been too much of an issue for some. However, now we're seeing the Triss and the Echo fight. The Echo is going to use his ultimate to try to get out of there. Meanwhile, the Zac and the Sedge are going at it. The Echo has showed up, but the Triss is here. They don't want to be here. The Ziggs ult is out. The Zac is going to get... The Thresh is going to land his hook, though, and pull him away, but now Thresh is in no man's land. It is 4v2. The Xayah is going to collect a kill, but the Xayah is going to try to ultimate and get away. She's on the run. Here comes the Zac.
Still engaging.
The Ashe arrow is coming. The Sedge is here. The Thresh is here. The Echo is here. Now they found the Ashe, and they're able to get that kill back out and trade. Xayah is able to kite and get away from the Ashe, even with the ultimate. Nice turnaround on that fight. The Lanterns just coming out clutch.
Okay, these fights are getting a little bit closer for GG Business Time. They're getting a little bit closer in the sense that every time they fight, they're taking a little bit more away from BBG. The Rift fight didn't go the way they wanted, even though they picked it. But this follow-up fight went exactly how they wanted that to go. I mean, even with BBG just constantly being on the chase, they were still able to come out ahead in that one.
So Feathers and Fur the 4v4 rose down the gauntlet, doubles down, and goes Hullbreaker. First item, wk8. Look at that Hullbreaker.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now we've got a game, boys. Now we've got a game. We will never see this Alawi again in a team fight.
This Alawi apparently was watching the games the other night, said, you know what? 4-1 comps can work. Hold my beer.
Right. This man is about to either win this game for his team or lose it for his team. Go ahead and predict which one in the chat. Anyway.
Too late for predictions.
Yeah. You know what? Mid-game is the time for predictions. Go ahead, everybody.
Echo is going to use a clever use there, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to finish the Shelly off before she gets the charge off and finishes the tower. We do see now they are posturing towards this dragon. They now know that, Alawi has the Hullbreaker. Any fight from here on out is probably going to be, at a disadvantage because they already know that the teleport got used previously. So they've gone ahead and started this dragon, and I think Business Time is going to say, oh, okay, go ahead and take it. We'll go ahead and trade the tower, and for this particular dragon, we don't care, and we'll take what we can for now. So not a huge loss at dragon for a tower at this stage. They're only down. That's only the second dragon, so kills are even. Gold, it's 1k lead, but most of that is going to be on that Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser was just finished his Jack shows, so he is not worried about a thing.
It does have a 2k gold lead. It looks like on the Alawi, so yeah, most of the other lanes are about even or a little bit ahead for business time. So,
yep. So, let them cook, and let's see if it's kind of delicious. Meanwhile, Zach is doing Zach things, Mordecai's doing Mordecai things, and Ziggs is being annoying. I'm saying like ping's going out towards the mid lane and towards Dragon side. Not sure why, but they are pinging that.
The Echo is going to find his combo into Triss, and Cat on ahead is going to be forced to back away there, losing half his health immediately. So the early advantage that Triss had is now gone. Kilgar is now free to kind of, if he lands a combo, good things will happen for him. Meanwhile, Mord and Alawi are continuing to just kind of trade shots, but Mord's got 2 items. And Feathers.
How does it grab?
Feathers just says, I'm flashing out of here.
Meanwhile,
here comes the Thresh. He hits the flash, but does not get the flay. The Sedge goes wide on the ultimate. The Thresh ultimately does land the hook, but the team had already backed off there. Mord and Alawi still going at it, but I don't see how Alawi even wins this at this point. But here comes the Echo. He does get the exhausted, but he does manage to claim the Ashe and goes back with his team. So again, this is kind of like we were talking about, is how are you going to deal with this Echo when this Echo can just kill the Ashe and the Triss or the Ziggs or any of them that stay too far out by themselves or even together. And now this Echo, 4-0, he's going to be problematic. He does look at his items. He does have the Majais with 11 stacks on it.
I was going to bring it up before the Alawi flash. But the Alawi flash took a lot more precedence. Yeah, he has Majais. He's been as confident in what he's about to do to this team. Also, Ziggs, that was the most selfish W. That was the most selfish Ziggs E probably ever. No, wait, Ziggs W, excuse me. He could have saved Ashe if he just knocked Echo away, but he tried to use it for himself.
Well, this is an ADC Ziggs we're talking about here.
That is true. That's
he's gonna greed.
Yeah. Also, speaking of itemization, real quick. For these supports, the itemization on this Thresh is super. Tristana's definitely gonna die here.
Does catch up. She does use the ultimate, which is kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like that's the only thing she can do against the Echo at a certain point is hold her ult and then use it to immediately punt the Echo away, so he can't finish his combo unless he wants to ultimate back in and rewind. So we are seeing kind of.
If that tower wasn't there, he could have just kept the chase up.
He could have ran. He could have ran for a bit, if he really, really wanted to. We do see a lot of rotation on this bottom side towards this Baron. We don't see the Thresh doing much for Ward yet, but they might be waiting to kind of walk and make a pick together and then walk around to Baron. Would be interesting to see if they attempted that this early, but they are going to try to sneak around. Again, the Sedgel is wide. Ziggs is playing dodgeball. He does eat a lot of damage from the Xayah, though, and ultimately with the Sedge passive is able to stun it for a second. We do see now Zach is able to return fire, immediately kills the Sedge, and you need to be careful of Xayah. Here comes the Zach. She immediately ults Feathers Fly. She's able to back away, and you do see at least, what is going on here with this comp here. How do you get to the Xayah? And how do you deal with this Echo? Echo was able to keep the Triss there. He could have roamed at any time, really, and killed the Ashe if he really wanted to, but he was content to push and try to get this tower and punish the Triss. And now we're kind of seeing how this game is potentially going to play out. Interestingly enough, with them rotating bottom and not getting the ward vision in there immediately, Brad Bolster Gaming is going to go ahead and start this Baron. And they're not aware because they didn't put the wards down when they had the opportunity. They were so concerned with that gank. They didn't lay a ward down. I was so curious why the Thresh didn't do so. Brad Bolster Gaming capitalizes, and now they have the Baron, and now they're immediately 5-manning and sprinting to this dragon.
Yeah, GG Biz sounds like they're running dragon. Ashe is
Echo
dead.
catches out the Ashe, ultimates, and walks away. The Zac is going to get late to the party, but again, Echo able to punish. Meanwhile, here comes the Alawi. Here comes the ultimate being laid down. Xayah is just going ham here. They can't get to her. The Zac finally gets on top of the Xayah, but the Xayah is just sitting here melting people in the background. The Triss jumps over the wall with the Ziggs to try to get to the Xayah, and it is a little bit of a wild one there from a interesting fight. Starting with the Echo assassinating the Ashe, but really good recovery with the Triss hopping the wall with the Ziggs and then coming back at the last second to prevent the Xayah from just getting a triple kill right off the bat. So Brad Browser Gaming adapted. They were able to scramble, mostly because the Sedge ult only landed on the one target. I didn't even get to see who Mord ulted there.
If I remember correctly, Mord took in, I think it was Thresh. I'm not sure either, man. It got wild there for a minute. A lot of animations went off at the same time, and I can only tell you one thing that did happen, which was Zac just missed that jump, but also that the Ziggs ult hit everybody in GG business time.
Kilgar tried to take and play with the Mordekaiser. Kilgar
has forgotten what lane he's
almost lost his life there to that Mordekaiser. I don't think he realizes he doesn't want that fight. Meanwhile, it is 2v1. The Xayah is now here with the Thresh. The Xayah needs to stay away from this Mordekaiser. She is trying to kite. She does land and is able to kill off the Mordekaiser.
Hold up, pause.
She used Quicksilver Sash. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she used QSS to get rid of the Ashe ult.
I saw the the arrow just passed through her though, and then I saw the animation go off.
Yeah, so Mordekaiser used his ult on Xayah. Xayah immediately used QSS on there, and because the arrow came in during the Quicksilver effect, it also nullified it. So yeah, she had that second where it nullified, and she was able to play that accordingly. So she played that beautifully with the QSS.
So she just got lucky right there.
And able to capitalize. But they don't care. They are still pushing these towers, and I'm questioning the Alawi's build path at this point. She can't really split push against the board. She's elected for Hullbreaker. She has a QSS. She still doesn't have a second item.
Gauntlet? That's Frosted Gauntlet. That's the build path for Frosted Gauntlet.
Yes. Frosted Gauntlet is going to be the choice here.
Hey, isn't this a T1 build?
I have a lot of questions on this Alawi build.
Yeah, this is the Tyler 1 build. I'm pretty this is the Tyler 1 build. The Frosted Gauntlet, the Hullbreaker. Like this is his build. This is his build, right? I don't watch him, but I've seen clips. This is the Tyler 1 build.
Huh.
Okay, you're as shocked as I am. Okay, good.
Yeah. I'm the itemization choice into a Mordekaiser like that is very interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out for Feathers and Fur. Meanwhile, obviously, because the Echo got caught out there in that fight, does loses some stacks on the Magi's, but I'm fairly certain he still kills that Ashe or that Triss in one combo at this point. The Xayah opted into the Quick Leagues build with the Kraken Slayer. Last Whisper's already done, so she can kill the Mordekaiser if given a little bit of time. Alawi, on the other hand, though, I don't know how she's going to fight this Mordekaiser. Although now Mord doesn't want to step into the tower, so does eat a lot of damage because Feathers and Fur was able to go ahead and land a combo there. But the Zac is also here, so it'll be really interesting to see what happens if she steps too forward.
Man, this Ashe one has a banner of command, and the Ziggs just saved his life, and it still may not be enough if he stays. A lot of people in the mid lane, but no one wants to pressure Ziggs. All right, I thought they were going to kill him. I was wrong. But Ziggs saved his own life there with that W. And for the itemization, again, this Thresh is itemizing. It's just the item choices for his Thresh is way better than the item choices for his Ashe. And Zach finds Thresh, and BBG finds a team fight.
They do find the fight in the chokehold. The fight is going to go down. Here comes the Zach to try to get to the Xayah, but she's not able to. The Xayah is just continuously in this back part, able to get damaged. They do pull away for the time being, but the Thresh is going to re-land the hook on top. The Mordekaiser is coming from the backside, though. They are trying to get out. Kilgar does not want to be there no more, realizing that, that's not the target I want.
Oh, this is Soul, too. This is the Dragon Soul.
This is Soul. Again, the Thresh Hook comes out at this point, and we are now deep into this pit, but they cannot get in. They are trying to lay the damage down, but they've got no way into the pit. They're kind of cut off. The health is low. Here comes Triss. He's going to ult and push them away, and Dragon is secured.
Man, Echo had one job, and unsurprisingly, everyone's realized what that one job is. So now no one's letting him do it. No one's letting him do it. He went to that pit, and he got hit with all of their CC except for the stun ultimate.
They turn on to the Baron though, and this is problematic. They've got 4 dragons. They've been able to push back from the Echo getting in. The Magi stacks are gone. The Baron is complete, and now we're in a situation where, what do you do if you're business time?
Tristana has been caught.
Tristana has been caught out, but they can't get to her in time to get the damage out, so she is able to hop away. So what looked like was going to be kind of an interesting segue into business time pulling away is turned into Brad Boxer Gaming getting yet another objective on top of another objective, and now it's almost a 9k gold lead for Dragon. So Soul is gone. They've got Baron. Trist has become a monster, and you still can't deal with Raid Boss.
No, Raid Boss is, as usual,
a Raid Boss.
His name. Yeah, he's just living up to his name. Nobody can touch him except for Xayah if she gets the chance. But there's always a chance that, let's say Xayah and Thresh go to take on Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser's just going to take Thresh into the Shadow Realm and kill him.
Here comes the Echo. He does land the combo, but he does not get the stun off, and now he's forced to back away. Meanwhile, the Mord is just collecting inside. The Echo does re-engage. He does get the Ashe, but immediately killed out by the Ziggs. He can't continue, and they're just pushing forward into this place. The Ziggs is just coming around with the Triss from the backside, again, able to get the Alawi out of the fight and claim the Alawi, and now you've got big problems. You got the Baron there. You've got the Ziggs. You've got a Trist. You've got a Mord that you can't stop. They've got all the tools to finish this game. If they want to go ahead, the Baron is still there. And here comes the push into these towers. Can they delay and hold? Here comes the Flay, but this tower is going to melt. The next tower is going to melt. Down goes the Thresh. The reset. Down goes the Xayah. And Mord is just saying, come at me, bro. And is just shielding him as the Nexus is being collected, and this looks Golden like game. Mode.
Man, I was going to make some comments about the fact that Zach had to play the technical mini game back there, and he almost lost. I would, but I do need to say it because we all saw it. You said that Echo killed Ashe. No, that was suicide. Because
he killed, but he paid for it.
Ashe walked straight into that. Echo ultimate. He saw what happened. I saw it, and I know the minute he said, "Oh," I know the minute he said it.
Brad Balser Gaming able to pull it off. They had an interesting, spicy choice there. They were able to execute. The weirdest part for me was the Alawi. The Alawi could make no impact. There was no Black Cleaver. Was not able to really be impactful and split push with the hold breaker. So I'd be really interested to kind of know what the decision was to rush the QSS and then to rush a hold breaker into that type of losing matchup. That to me was a head scratcher. Really, other than that, I thought Business Time played pretty good. Kilgar able to get those early kills onto Ashe, able to get a couple kills onto the one kill on a Triss, but after that, he just kept focusing the Ashe, and the Ashe wasn't the problem. It was the Triss and the Ziggs, and they just kept killing the Ashe over and over again. But after that, weren't able to get to that Triss and that Ziggs, as I was able to do work. I'd be interested to see what the damage totals were, but what'd you think about that game, Og?
I got what I expected. One for one thing, I did get to see Raid brought a little to his name. I told you I was expecting it earlier when we first came on, and I got to see it. I love it. Secondly, I didn't expect to see an Ashe Ziggs bot lane. I didn't, but I did, and now that I've seen it, that was hilarious. That was just hilarious. I can't believe that somehow worked. But hey, whatever, man. League of Legends.
Well, there was a lot of emphasis though that Sedge was not able to get. I mean, she ultimately did get that gank in, even though she got double kind of invaded all over the place. She was still able to get a secure gank there, but it just seemed that Sedge's ultimates were just a little short on all the ultimates she tried to lay down. She laid down the one that missed on Triss mid, and then a couple that she missed down bot. It's like
My favorite
ultimately
was the one where she split the middle. That
oh
was the one that
yeah,
had
yeah, and
me.
then just right in the middle. No one was there, and everyone was off to either side. So, great game for Brad Balster Gaming. The margin of error on that to pull off that type of comp and keep the Echo at bay. They did what they were supposed to do. They pulled it out. They executed really well. Raid boss again, just being a damn raid boss. At some point, you're gonna have to start banning his champ pool, or at least be able to play something into it. Because I didn't like the Alawi build into that Mord, and I will really be interested to see what happens this game if they're going to prioritize banning his pullout, or at least put something in Feathers and Fur can play better into it.
Yeah, that Alawi pick was not the one. Not the one. And I thought I was gonna say that about the Ashe pick. So I'm truly surprised I'm saying that about the Alawi pick. I thought we'd be talking more about the failure of the Ashe pick, honestly. I did not have faith in that. Also, Tristana held that Echo lane down. What? Did Echo ever kill Tristana?
There was the one time that the Echo was able to finish off the Tristana when the Tristana was rotating to a Herald. I think Echo got out of the bush, but every time the Echo went in for his combo, Trist immediately used the W to escape the combo, and then Echo never really re-engaged or anything, or used Protobelt Hexbelt to try to push back in and get or use his rewind to get back on top of the Trist to finish it off. So Triss works. I was a little bit hesitant on how that was going to work, but they did play pretty well into that matchup. So looks like they at least practiced, knew what that matchup was about, and executed. So I mean, Brad Balser Gaming, they came in all week saying we were going to see the true champs, and now here we go, game 2. And we're going to go ahead here and get started here pretty quickly. I think I need to reload back into the matchup here. And
yeah, before we do that though, shout out to Lakotis and for them hook, and shout out to the Road Crown 207 for taking them. You're the real goat, man.
who got all the points?
Honestly, surprisingly enough, BBGT, I take off a lot of points for the Alawi build. I was like, I had to hit it with that -20. Yeah, it was +10, -2, +5, then plus another 10 because Echo got a full Medjaz at one point. But then -20 once I saw the Alawi build. And then BBGT, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bunch of math, but they won.
All right, it does look they are ready to go. And
Are they? They're taking forever.
get right into this draft. From the looks of it, they don't want no break. They didn't want nothing. We're gonna go. We're gonna get in this game, and we're ready to run this back immediately. So looks like we're gonna get right into draft. Uh, what do you expect on the draft side this time? You think any changes here?
Mordekaiser ban. No, I'm sorry. A raid boss ban. Raid boss. I didn't see a single raid boss ban, and that was the mistake.
They banned a Camille. They banned a Camille.
That wasn't enough, and you know it. It wasn't enough.
I mean, what do you ban at that point? I mean, he's got the Jax. He plays the Camille. He plays the Scion, the Mundo. He's got the he plays a little bit of the Garen. And so I think he's also been practicing on the Neferi. So I'll be kind of interested if they're going to throw a Neferi into this game. Because we haven't seen Neferi, and it is available. But again, Xerath ban coming out, Echo ban now coming out. The Kha'Zix ban remains. The Zillion ban remains. All right, so business time keeping with their same bans. Brad Balster Gaming went ahead and throw the Echo ban in. They don't need to see any more of the Echo, and then of course the Maokai ban remains as well. So not at all concerned with Raid Boss playing whatever he wants.
No. Also, is this going to be the Kai'Sa ban again? No, it's going to be Camille ban. So
it does mean that BBG can pick up and prioritize the Kai'Sa if they want, because
there it is.
Yeah. Camille's been banned out, so Kai'Sa is going to be picked up immediately. That's kind of the trend we've seen from Blue side. For those wanting to prioritize the Kai'Sa, that she has been the first pick. Business Time also is saying, okay, fine, we will run it back with the Zai.
Yep. Do you think this time though they will prioritize the Rakan pick or no?
Business Time will probably prioritize the Rakan, but BBG can either do one or two options. They can steal it, or knowing that the Rakan is going to be picked, play something into it. The Milio has been a popular choice into the Rakan. You have the Nautilus option as well. So I'll have to kind of wait and see. I think it's really spicy. Might say Yumi, but I'm doubting we're going to see a Yumi at this stage.
Okay, the Wukong pickup. That was the last ban of the last game. So, is this the mid Wukong or the jungle Wukong?
That is a good question. I would expect this to be the jungle. We do see the Rel looks like is going to be played with the Kai'Sa. And this particular play does leave again the Rakan open if they want to run the lovers combo, or if they're going to opt into something more pokey. I could see the Morgana, but again, because they picked the Wukong already, I'm kind of interested to see if they're going to risk going with the Morgana bot lane. But Zach is picked up for Brad Bolster Gaming. Surprised he didn't take the Ivern. Kind of surprised on that. He's been super strong.
Well, I mean, sure, why not? Run it back. Why not?
Feathers and Furs doubling down on the Alawi. Okay, all right.
He heard us talking noise.
But immediately bans out the Mordekaiser. Okay. Are you gonna ban out the Fiora as well, or were you gonna leave the Fiora, which is the more spicier counter into the Alawi?
They're gonna ban the Garen.
All right. Does the Garen actually plays well in the Alawi, so that one makes sense. And Raid Boss does play a fair amount of Garen, so I can understand that one. Aurelion Sol is the last ban from Brad Balsher Gaming side, and so now they did throw some bans at Raid Boss. He ate 3 bans this time around: the Garen, the Mordekaiser, and the Camille. So are we going to see the Scion? Are we going to see the Malphite? You see
I
the
don't know.
Renata.
I didn't say anything because I thought they were gonna pick. I thought, never mind. I thought they were gonna pick. It was gonna be dramatic. I wasn't gonna say anything. Anyway, that was Renata. Yeah, Renata Glass. Can I be honest with you? Business Time team is looking, it's looking nasty, man. Oh wow. Well, you spoke about it earlier. There was
All
a
right.
Fury pickup.
All right, so they are gonna unleash the beast and allow Raid Boss to play the Neferi. I had seen he'd been practicing on the Neferi, so I was kind of interested to see if we were going to be seeing the Neferi this evening. So it does look like they've opted into it. Maybe their coaching scouted out and said, we don't need to take it seriously. Speaking of which, because we didn't talk about it earlier, if you look down there in the bottom, it says it. Coachify GG is a new platform for esports coaches to track their students and grow their business with zero commissions and free to join. It's the perfect tool for coaches who want to level up. And unfortunately, because they couldn't join us for the stream yesterday, they were going to have his coach join us, hoping we'll get to see them or hear from them at some point at the start of next split or maybe later on in the playoffs. We'll have one of their representatives on stream with us. So still working on that and still hoping we'll be able to get that out there.
Yep, and we'll never say the slogan. We'll never put the promotion on time until they come on. This is now a hostage situation.
Hostage situation.
Yep.
So Lysandra has been locked in, and the Galio from the other side. So Liz did get. Liz is near and dear to my heart. She did get a little bit of a buff for more damage from her passive now, so she can get a little bit more oomph in her abilities. But Galio into Liz is always an interesting matchup because the Galio is just going to Q farm, and the Liz can't really push into the Galio too easily. So we'll have to see how the list is going to build around, if he's going to take the traditional Leandri's build into the Alawi Galio, or if Liz is going to go into something into the other weird build that I've been seeing her on. Not the Luden's build, but the other alternative build. I've seen Lysandra's
Crown build
going where they go the crown. They do the first strike build into the crown. So I'll have to kind of see it. I don't think she can really do that build into the Galio in Alawi, but we'll have to see what this list opts to do at this point. Okay, spicy first game. Brad Vulture Gaming able to pull out some spiciness there. Now you have Business Time looking down at Brad Vulture Gaming saying, bring it on. But you got this interesting comp on BBG's side where we're going to see Neferi in action to go with the Lysandra and a Zach and a Rel and a Kaisa. So a lot of wombo combo potential on this side. And now you're throwing Neferi's abilities in the mix. What are you expecting to see out of this game?
Murder. I expect to see a lot of blood on the floor. This is a murder you all team. They're gonna dive in. They're gonna kill people. That Zaya is not safe. She may have an untargetable, an ability that makes her untargetable. Doesn't matter. She's unsafe. Renata Glass is annoying. That's probably the safest person on that team because just how annoyingly safe that champion is. Alawi. I mean, they're gonna dive into an Alawi, and Alawi's just gonna enjoy that because she's weird like that. Wukong wants that too, and so does Galio. So I don't know. This is a we're gonna rush you team built into an okay come here team. Like they want like GG Business Time wants all the smoke with this team. Okay, like they want them to hard engage just so they can pop all their abilities and just destroy them. I hope you see it too.
Yeah. Well, and that I'm interested to see the Neferi build. I want to know if the Neferi is going to go for the first strike build where you build into the Eclipse and kind of rush that style. And I think you do like the Eclipse into Black Cleaver, into I think some folks have been doing like the Sereldas build, but Edge of Night. So I'll be interested to see what build path the Neferi elects to go into and opt for this fight. I'm also really interested to see how the Lysandra plays in the Gallia, because I know it could be a little bit of an interesting matchup. But down bot, I'm expecting fireworks. This is a Kaisa and a Rel versus a Zaya with that Renata for backup. So can the Wu and the Zac get some early pressure down bottom to give their ADCs wiggle room? We know that Zaya can carry. We've seen this particular Zaya pop off, but we also have seen Brad Belster Gaming's ADC pop off with the Kaisa. So both of them are on champs that they like. Both of them are on champs that they're well versed and play really well. And now, after seeing Brad Belster Gaming execute their game plan last time, can Business Time stop that around this time and get down to business and bring this game to 1-1 and force a game 3? So I'm excited for that. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you in 2 minutes back on the Rift.
Yep, see y'all when we get back.
A day will become just nothing at all. You've seen all the way to yourself, just to know what it meant, so you took it away. Your thoughts were connected, I'm gonna forget it tonight is done. There's something on my face, something in my veins, and I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. Something on my face, something in my veins still hurts. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. Something on my face, something in my veins still hurts. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. The more that I've done, the less I become. I just live forever within our souls. Some do even know, and life will go on. But then will become just nothing at all. Just nothing, just nothing, just nothing, just nothing at all. Nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all. A day will become just nothing at all.
Welcome back. Game 2 LXC action on a Tuesday night. Brad Bolster Gaming, GG Business Time. I'm Master Glider. I have wk8 with me. Who do you got in this game?
I gather no one's got any balls in this game either, because there's no invades going on. So everyone's cowards. Remember, guys, you don't invade, you're cowards. That's just how it is. Anyway, Yeah.
None of them has a team to invade with, though.
I don't care, man. No one invaded last game. No one invading this game. Where are the actual League of Legends players?
Wow.
Throw away your possible leads for my entertainment and the entertainment of everyone else. Not just me, but mostly for me. I'm gonna laugh the hardest. Yeah, that and with that peek into my mindset, nothing's happening here, and I just kind of want to watch the dog work.
Well, we will get to see what has been dubbed by some Kanye 2.0 in action.
We couldn't have kept that in the Discord. We had to bring that into real life.
Yeah, I had to bring it out. Our producer paid me to do so.
When the did he do that?
He loves me.
I mean, what did he pay you?
Sunshines and rainbows.
It's nighttime. Whatever, man. Anyway, Neferi's up there throwing dogs at a woman. Huh. When I did that, they tried to arrest me.
Dogs at a woman. Wow. We will see Raid Boss hit level 2 and immediately start pushing. The Alawi doesn't have any CS yet. He's not been allowed to CS. It's now, hey, Alawi's got his first CS there. Welcome to the board, Feathers and Fur. I'm expecting
You're the last
this.
person to join it.
You are the last person to join it. I'm expecting this is not going to be a pleasant experience for Feathers and Fur. I'm not too familiar with this matchup, though. Although I have just seen kind of some clips of Neferi just absolutely harassing lanes and bullying people around because of her ability on the queue to get some heal. So we'll have to see how the interaction goes with Feathers and Fur here as this game develops. She does opt to take the first strike, and Lysandra opted into the Arcane Comet version. So I'm not expecting the crazy Lysandra build that I was talking about previously, now knowing that she's not doing the first strike.
I would have loved to see a crown Lysandra for no reason. Because I would have been. It would have been for no reason. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Renata is annoying, and Rail hasn't had the chance to jump in yet. But it looks like they're hovering in the river.
Do have Galio did pull over with the Wukong. I think it was more to see who peeked over for Scuttle, because I don't think they had track of where Zach was. Zach did opt into the full clear, but Wukong is making his way around, does get spotted by that ward. So now they kind of know where he's at. He might try to sneak around here and come around the backside here and try to get a gank. We'll have to see if he's going to try to play that out after he gets to Scuttle. So.
Let's see. No, looks like just heading towards the mid lane. Nope.
He's heading around.
He's right.
He is gonna take around, but I think he's just content right there. He looked and checked, saw nothing there. Zach, meanwhile, Locke is going pretty deep on here. Locke is gonna go ahead and try to get this other camp here. I think he will get this camp before the Wukong makes it, and he'll be able to get back out and sneak himself a camp there. Payback for that last game, stealing his early camps here. So he does get that one. Wukong is going to walk over here in a second and realize that his stuff is missing. He does ping it out, and he does get pinged out on where he's at on his position. So bot is going to both bots probably reset here, I'd imagine. Lane is at an even state. Nope. Bot is elected to stay not buy and try to push this lane to see if they can maybe cause Xayah to lose some CS. But interestingly enough, Wu is hanging around on mid, but Galio is going to get and chunk down the tank. This is what I was talking about with Lysandra. Once the Galio decides he wants to do this, now they know that the list is going to be forced back here by the Wukong. She does claw out just in time and gets 6, so she will remain somewhat safe there. But here comes Renata. Here comes Wu. Dragon Pit is going to be in play. Bot is abandoned. It's Zach. Zach is actually going to go over the wall. And now Wukong has priority. He's taking a damage. We might see the Zac re-engage on this one, maybe. Here comes the Galio. Unfortunately, the list isn't back to lane yet, but here comes the Zac. The flash from the Rel. She will land a 3-man stun, but the Vitus, she's alone. There she goes. First blade has been caught, but here comes poor little old Kaisa down here in the end. She's going to have to flash away. Zac is able to root them down. Here comes the list. She is able to flash in. She does get her passive to proc. She needs to get another kill on top. She does. Here comes the Kaisa trying to get past the Galio to sneak into the Xayah, but she's not able to. Unfortunately, they can't finish off the dragon and they can't continue the chase, but a good adaptation there. First blood going over to the Wukong, but still a 2-for-2 trade.
Yeah, Iplock is so mad because he would have walked away if that dragon hadn't still been aggroed. So Iplock must be mad. Because he kind of went down just because of that dragon. Also, speaking of the dragon, no one collects that, so that's still on the board of everybody. But full camps are up for both junglers, so we'll see if they decide to do the clear back into probably the next fight for this dragon, unless Zac decides to try to go for it now, which he can do. Renata
because Zac started on that side, he knows that Wu is going to be top on his buff. He's already on red side, so he can immediately transition over, whereas Wu's going to have to walk around. Meanwhile, though, Renata is mid with the Lissandra and almost landed her combination there, but Liss able to avoid it. And now they know that Renata was roaming. She is coming back on this bot side. She should get spotted out when she walks over this ward and starts to scuttle. They don't know where the Wu's at, so interesting that the Zac is not punishing this.
No, looks like Zac just wants to clear his camps. I don't think he's scared they're gonna do the dragon, Xayah and Renata. So okay, but no, he's not sticking around either. It looks like he's heading topside.
He is going to hit topside, but unfortunately, that means that Wu is going to have the ability to rotate on the bot side, and he will be able to start the dragon with Zac being on the other side. So they might opt to start the Herald, which kind of looks like what they're looking to do. He's starting the Herald. The Fury pings out that Alawi's not there. Rel is already roaming around and is hitting mid, so it does look like they're okay with trading the Herald for the dragon. And Cat on the Head is going to help and assist, and they're just going to push for the Herald. Probably push this up top immediately to get more of an advantage for raid boss, I would imagine, or maybe try to move it into mid and try to exert some pressure to contest dragon. But nope, looks like they're consent. They know that they're trading the dragon here. They're not going to really try to push it. They're just going to continue and allow Neferi to go back top here and continue to farm.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. No, like nothing dangerous has been done here. Everything has just been by the book, I guess you could say. I mean, they traded one objective for another objective after a team fight that only costs, that was 2-for-2. So, looks like they're trying to take this one a lot slower than they did in the first game.
Like the first one, Raid Boss had the early solo kill. It doesn't look like he's trying to push for that at this point. The Zac is going to come around on this side and start the Alawi, but this is an Alawi, so they need to kite and get out of her ult range and then re-engage after she burns her ult, because Alawi likes to 2v1 people with her ults up because she will kill not one but two people. She's also opted into the pickaxe this time. She is going to pull and start the ultimate out on the Zac. Zac will be able to kind of run away, but he is forced to flash at the last second to not take that fight. Renata is going to land a combination on the Kaisa. The Kaisa is going to take a bunch of damage here. Rel does land a stun to try to get the Kaisa away, but the feathers are coming out. Bell misses, but Bell flashes forward, undeterred by the tower. The Rel is going to flash afterwards, but then Renata... Wukong there at the last second was going to try to save, but unfortunately not able to save at the last second on the Xayah. But Xayah content to flash forward, kill the Kaisa outright, and then died to the Rel in return. So I think that's a win. That's a win for Brad Monster Gaming right there, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I mean, you know what? They spread the gold out more evenly if you want to count that as a win, because even Wukong got a piece, but that's about it. I mean, he also used both his summoner spells in that fight. He has no cleanse and no flash now. Well,
He
Kaisa
does.
has both of Kaisa has
Kaisa's
both
got both,
theirs.
and static is completed for Kaisa. So
Yeah.
I expect this to be the static Shiv into Nash's Tooth, but we'll have to wait and see if she opts to go that route.
Yeah,
We are
honestly,
seeing. Look what Liz built. She did decide the Everfrost build. Um, I'm not the biggest
man.
fan of the Everfrost build. If you're gonna go that route, you might as well go the Leandry's build, but it does look like he opts into that Everfrost build.
Why is it every time that, like the high damage bursty ones want to build the Everfrost? I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. It's not your
I
job.
I would get to the Leandry's into the Galio matchup with the Alawi and the Wukong. I can understand that, but the Everfrost build, for the extra slow in the root, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it in these matchups because at the point that you're doing that, you're already in harm's way and you're not getting away.
Yeah, like who's that for? Like it doesn't really serve its purpose. I mean, maybe you can snipe a kill with it. That'd be hilarious. But the odds that happen are pretty low.
Does
Meanwhile, they're
look
just
like
gonna
he
drop
dropped
Terra.
it mid. I'm interested on why that. I guess he was up against the timer and realized he couldn't get it back up top. I'm kind of shocked they didn't give it to Raid Boss to try to push. Alawi again doubling down. Feathers of Fur is saying, hold my beer, shut up and watch this. And again, throws the gauntlet down, builds the hole breaker, first item, and says, round 2 it is.
Hopefully, this is the redemption he deserves. Hopefully, it probably won't be, but it'd be nice if it was. Because I'm still trying to. No, no, I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna let him cook. Maybe he knows something I don't. You know. I mean, I have seen it not work though. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. Now, on to everybody else. Galio. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but is that also the Everfrost build path with the Kindle Gem and Lost Chapter?
Yeah, but Galio has the ability to go when you're playing that version of the Galio build. You can go that route. That's more practical because then if you get the root, you're able to finish off and finish a kill. Whereas the Lysandra already has all the other things in there. So they are posturing for Dragon, but interesting enough, the Alawi is rotating over and is going to get there, and the Lysandra and the Fury are going to be forced to either teleport into this or come at the last second. So we are seeing the teleport coming in at the last second. Zach does get the Wukong in the pit, and now here comes the Rail Stun. Here comes the Neferi ultimate on top of the Alawi ultimate. That is not where you want to be ulted by an Alawi. The Alawi doing just so much damage with the Zaya there, and now the re-engage. Zach is on the run trying to get out. Kaisa is on the run trying to get out. Lysandra is nowhere to be found. She wants nothing to do with this party, and that is a quick dragon and a quick kill for Brett, for the side of Feathers and Fur and crew and Kilgar for business time. I'm not understanding what Cat on the Head was thinking when he went in there. Like his target to ultimate needs to be the Alawi the second the Alawi tries to ult, and instead he walked away and wasn't able to even really get in that fight. Ultimately resulting in a loss for them and the dragon for business time. So
I mean,
business time
I
says
said it.
it's time for business.
I mean, I said it earlier in draft, man. They did exactly what this team is built for. They want them to come in so they can do the Alawi ultimate, the Wukong ultimate, and the Gallium ultimate, and even technically the Zaya ultimate. They want them to come in so they can hit them with that. And they did. They just kind of walked into them, got hit by every ultimate on the team, and they dropped. I don't even know what Nefiri was doing because at a certain point, Nefiri just kind of got lost in that mess, and no one died. Like I saw Nefiri.
Here comes the Renata. She does
out.
pull and land it on the Zac. Zac is going to be, oh my goodness, he got canceled by the pull. The Zac passive, he gets popped like a balloon, and now they're going to claim the life. A lock here. Feathers him first, saying, thank you very much for playing the game. Zac thought he was going to be able to get out, and then just the repop from the Renata said, you're not going anywhere, son. You're staying here.
Well, I don't want to speak too early. Maybe I'm about to, but you can judge me from where you sit. But it looks like we're probably going to have a game 3.
I mean, it's
shaping up.
It's pretty problematic. They are actually down in gold, even though they are up 2 dragons and have a 2-kill lead. They are actually down in gold thanks to the farming of that particular Kaisa, who does got a little bit of a lead on the Xayah, even though the Xayah has more kills. And then obviously the Fury. But Lysandra, again, she's in trouble. She is eating the combination from the Galio, and she is forced to back off. So, again, you know, the listed Galio matchup, I'm not a big fan of it. If you're going to, you know, listen to the Snake Lady, I would have told you to pick the Snake Lady in the Galio. Works a lot better.
Well, to be fair, they picked Lysandra first, and then
they did. They picked the Galio, but yeah. This is why I stopped playing List and started playing Cast, because it plays better into a lot more matchups that List actually struggles with. So it's a hard fight for List at this point. She's still going to be great for the team fights, but anytime she's in lane and stuck with the Galley can just like push into her and kind of bully her around at this point. So Raid Boss is still farming strong, but he's not had the impact that he had in his other games. Alawi has been around for some of these team fights, and even with the Hullbreaker, she's showing up and she has participated. And on the side of on the jungle side there, for business time, Wukong has went ahead and decided to go the Trinity Force route as his first item. So that poke damage from Raid Boss. Look at that. One combo, and Alawi's missing 30% health.
Okay, I was into that too. That's pretty impressive. And that Alawi has the Sheen too, and that he just kind of healed up from that. Nefiri is interesting. Also, is Nefiri a girl? Did you say she earlier?
I think it's a she-girl. I don't know.
Nah, who cares? It's a
I
dog.
think it's called a she-wolf. It's a dog.
Yeah, it's a dog.
It's Kanye 2.0.
Yeah, fuck it, fine. It's Kanye 2.0. Whatever.
Alright, there we go. Oh my goodness, Locke walks in, immediately gets called out. Here comes the Galio on top. Locke is stuck in a rock in a hard place. He can't go nowhere. Kaisa is now going to show up into this fight. The Wukong is desperately trying to get away. The Kaisa is going to chase down. Wukong is going to get the damage, though, onto the Kaisa and is able to kill. Here comes the list from the backside. Nefiri has now showed up to the party. Raid Boss immediately takes out the Wukong. The follow-up damage is going to wombo with the list and the Zac. The double kill going over the Zac, and all of a sudden, Brad Bolster Gaming responds with a 4-for-1 trade, and they're going to claim this dragon.
Man, that was pretty awesome from the side of BBG. That was great. Looked like that fight was not going their way, but they had 3 ultimates wasted on them, just the Kaisa kill.
Yeah, I mean the Galio blew his ult, the Wukong blew his ult, and then the Renata on top. Yeah, they were able to get the Kaisa, but then somehow the Zac manages to live through all of that, and the Fury Raid Boss comes in, chomps the Wukong immediately, and then the Lysandra and the re-engage from the Zac just able to get the double kill immediately in there. So Brad Bolster Gaming able to steady up, get a 4-for-1, and now look at the gold. 3K gold lead for BBG.
Yeah, that gold is looking pretty good for them. Also, way to turn around, BBG. I'm not gonna lie, half of us are ready to give up on you. Me included.
Well, I did say hold on and hold your horses. There was a little bit of a gold lead there, and a little bit of farm lead, and they still have a great wombo combo. So, still a lot of game here. Renata flashes
Wow, the
immediately and
flash!
ults,
Oh,
but whiffs on the ults. So that
I
was a
didn't know you
whoopsie.
could. I didn't know it was an option or not. If you could flash or what?
makes some mistakes there. Mistakes were made. Glad to see Oni one is watching us this evening, and that old man Bags over there complaining and moaning in chat.
Ooh,
Respect your elders is what I would tell you, sir.
ooh. You just got caught up by a dude on the internet, bro.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll get him later.
Oh no, not you, him. I'm on your side.
I'm gonna send him some feet pics later on. That's okay.
You didn't have to tell everybody that.
Oh, whoops. Sorry about that.
Could have told me that later after the game. Didn't have to tell everybody. Anyway,
It's punishment.
So you
Get feed pics in Discord.
Yeah, you all know it's happening now. This is what happens in the off times. Anyway, a lot of opinions going on towards bot lane from BBG.
Yeah, BBG has got an interesting spot here. They know that 2 are down bottom, and they're trying to push for this tower. They can elect to go down bottom. I thought they might have actually been able to sneak around Baron. They knew there was no vision there, and it looks like they've on the other side. Business Time realized that and actually pinged for the Lowy to go check because they actually could have snuck that Baron in. Zach is going to pop over the Lowy. Lowy's running, but I don't think she realizes that the Fury's not there yet. She could have turned on that Zach and give him a little bit of a smackaroo, but instead she respects the fact that the raid boss was missing and opts just to back away there. Bot does show up in time to prevent that tower from falling, and it does look like Lissandra is going to go ahead there and secure her Shadow Flame for her second item to get some of that penetration, if you will, onto that Galio.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to speak too quickly after you said the word penetration like that.
I know. I figured. I was waiting to see if it was going to elicit a response from you, and it didn't. You held your tongue.
Yeah, see.
The Everfrost is out, but again, here we go. Lissandra is locked down. She is now going to ult herself. Wukong ulted into the tower and ate the damage, but Galio didn't follow. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Wukong wastes his ult, and now they know that is going to be down. If they want to punish it. We do see Nefiri coming immediately down, realizes that the Wukong was alone, but the Galio ults on the backside, and here comes the Alawi. Raid boss does not like this. Renekton hits him from the side. He's going to eat the stun. He is kiting, though. He is taking this damage. He nearly kills the Wukong. Lissandra misses her combination, and now she's on the run. Here comes the Zac. He's getting into the party. The Kaisa and the Rel are in the party. They're re-engaged from the Zac. Down goes the Renata. Here comes the Kaisa damage. She's just kiting away. The down goes to Galio. Now she's working on the Alawi. She could have deleted that Alawi, but she opts to get around. She saw the Xayah. The Xayah is now flying her feathers around. The Kaisa is going to dodge the last second. And return damage, though. My goodness, Onset almost completes it. The damage comes out from this poor little old Rel. She's not able to finish off. She does get the Xayah, but the Wukong does finish off. What a fight. 4 for 3. Alawi soloing the dragon, pinging for help from Wukong. And now we got ourselves a little bit of a fight.
Kong was still in the back, just waiting to see if his EQ could help. And he comes in and picks up Rel after Rel manages to pick up Xayah. It looks like for a second,
my goodness, that damage from Raid Boss nearly deletes the Renata from the field. But Renata is able to back away there at the last second. Wow, that damage, I was not expecting that damage from the doggy there. That was a great fight. That Wukong held for so long and waited for that Rel to come back in. But more importantly, the presence to just wait out the Kaisa and to wait to the last second from that Kaisa on the Xayah ult to claim the Kaisa there at the end really was Bellasaurus just putting on a display there. Able to clean that up, able to claim the Kaisa and finish the Kaisa off because the Kaisa was doing a ton of damage there, getting a lot of work done, and she managed to get on her at the last second to prevent her from getting a triple kill.
That was insane. And through all that, they got the dragon too. Let's not forget that.
3 dragons marching towards Dragon Soul.
Business time is not going down without a fight, they said. This is great.
2K gold lead, though. I would expect most of that gold to probably be on... no, actually, I'm wrong. Most of that damage is not where I thought it was. The gold is not where I thought it was. They're pretty much even, with the exception of the...
Supports. Really. That's the only difference. Rel's got a little bit of lead over on the Renata. Yeah, I mean, both teams are farming great. I mean, everybody is farming great. I mean, the junglers are farming great.
Again, Lissandra is just getting chucked out by the Galio. She's already at 30% of her life left. She cannot stay in this lane, and this item build doesn't help her. Unfortunately, she can't eat the combos from the Galley, and the Galley, if he wants, he can suicide into this tower and finish her off if he really wants to, but he's content here to just kind of bully her around and let it be known that establishing dominance on who's the lane bully here.
Yeah, that was not looking too good for Lissandra there. Again, like you said, the build path, not the way. I'm not sure how it's been effective so far. Oh, but
here comes the Fury. The Fury is going to show off. The raid bosses here, already chunking out the Galio. The Galio is now on the run, but then the Fury able to dash. Galio goes golden, but he cannot be saved. The Fury is here. He is going to claim the lives. Renata realizes Renata don't want to be here, but the Fury is going to sit here, and now the Wukong is trying to save. The ultimate is coming out. Raid boss is forced to flash away, but now Wukong flashes in return, and now we have a fight on up top. Rel, but this is a Zac and a Rel against an Alawi. Not certain they want to be here, but now Cat on Ahead has arrived. Here comes the ultimate from Alawi, but it doesn't hit anybody because everyone bashed out. And now the re-engage, Alawi is going to get claimed. They let Onset show up, and now we have a Baron start. Wukong, they know is bot and isn't here yet. Can they get this down, or at least get in position to stop the Renata and the Xayah from coming in? You do not want to get ulted by the Xayah in this pit right now. The Rel knows she's low. She's just sitting here trying to zone out. She is going to flash away. And we do see the list, but the list is not going to engage. Locke is by himself, tanking this Baron. Kai'Sa's off to the side. They are able to get the Baron, but now how do they walk out? Are they going to walk out all around? Or are we going to see them give way? It does look like Zac is going to be able to get out on the other side. So good zoning from that Rel, even though she's low. Lissandra and the rest of the team now making their back away, and they are going to get away with this Baron.
Well, I mean, there's not much you can say there that you didn't already say. They just kind of let them take that one. They tried to pressure them off it, and I tried not to engage fully into the fight. And BBG called their bluff and just took it. Now, Zac finds Galio, but Wukong is here along with Alawi.
Yeah, this is a Zac into a Galio. It's just kind of like two guys slapping each other repeatedly in the face to see who's going to flinch first. Lissandra realizes she does not want to be in front of this Galio now, and she is going to back off. But they have Baron. They know that the dragon is there. Do they want to sacrifice position? Or are they going to try to sneak this Baron? My goodness, that combo from the Fury already takes with the Kaisa poke, already taking Galio and chunking him out. But they are look like they are leaning toward this pit. Meanwhile, Locke says, I'm just going to have some chicken before I get into this fight. And now the fight, the dragon's almost all the way dead. Here comes Zach. He's in the pit. He's in alone. He has stolen the Drake, and now Kaisa caught off on the other side. She's not able to get to the fight. The Fury, finally, she ults in and she gets to the fight, but the feathers come out from the Xayah. She is able to get the damage on the Kaisa, and now you have the Rel alone. This is not the fight you want. The Lissandra cannot get in, and this is disaster for Brad Bolster Gaming. They couldn't get their targets right. They could not lay down correctly when the Zac went in. And now, unfortunately for them, Baron is gone off the board. And now, three dragons. They still have Lissandra, but she's going to have to defend by herself. She's not going to be able to reuse the Baron at this point. So they really, even though they got in position, they got the Baron, but not able to capitalize and do anything with it because they went to the dragon and they got the dragon steal, but at the cost of 4 of their lives.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, man. I don't know if you saw it on the back end. I don't know. I know you probably saw it, but weren't able to say it quick enough. But the Fury tried to, Raid Boss tried to engage on the Bellasaurus on the back end, and Bellasaurus blew him up.
Yeah, when the Fury came in from that side, the Lissandra and the Rel and the Kaisa were on the other side. And so it was really Raid Boss by himself, and Lissandra was not able to claw in, and the Kaisa, she did get in, but unfortunately she was able to ult in after the Fury got blown up. And then as soon as she showed up, the Xayah blew her up too. So the Xayah really doing work for Bellasaurus is just putting on a clinic. They can't get to her, and every time this is where you want your Lissandra to be up front. You need that Lissandra to be able to get into these fights and ult the correct target, but it doesn't look like the list has been able to do that. If they did that with the Raid Boss damage coming out, they would be in great shape, but unfortunately just they're not getting into the correct targets. And I don't know if even Cat on the Head has gotten a decent ultimate off in these fights to stop the Wukong or stop the Alawi from going crazy. But again, like we talked about before with Business Times Comp, they want you to come in. They want you to step into this fight. And when you do, there's a lot of stuff waiting for you to deal with.
Yeah. And to top it off, there's more stuff to deal with now because that Alawi has the GA.
She does have the GA. There is a teleport coming in. We do see Wukong showing up. Here comes the Galio. He's going to flash forward. They are on the run. It is going to knock up the Zac. He's now being called out. Meanwhile, on the bot side, here comes the Xayah. She's going to delete the Lissandra immediately. And then on top, the Rel is going to fall. The double kill comes out. They're going straight through the tower. They don't care. Kilgar is eating the tower damage, but he does manage to stop it by going golden. It is now only 2 members left, the Fury and Kaisa. The entire Business time team is here if they want to push, but they are content to back up and reset. And now they have a 2K gold lead, and now they are the ones in position to run away with this game.
Listen, that started with them trying to pick off Alawi with the GA, which is already a terrible idea. And they just got ran down. That was not what they were looking for. Again, I'm not sure why they're trying to pick this fight with Alawi. This is not the same Alawi from last game. I refuse to believe so. This Alawi is making moves. And this Alawi is a monster. This Alawi is Raid Boss. This Alawi is the new Raid Boss of this game. Because unfortunately, love you Raid Boss, but currently in this game, not much of an impact.
He's had the damage. He really has. He's had the side lane abilities. It's just the rest of the combination. Just we haven't really seen the Wombo combo outside of 1 to 2 fights that I would expect to see. I'm expecting the Rel to go in with the with the list, layered with the Zac, and then the Fury coming in for the damage. But we're not seeing that. IP Lock again caught out. Is forced to flash. They had a death bush waiting. Teleport is still going to be completed here on the bot side. and they are going to go ahead and position and start deep warding for Dragon Soul. Oh, Renata gets out of position, steps in, and one set. You need to respect that Kaisa. Now here comes the engage on the side. Nefiri is going to catch Belarus. She does ultimate to avoid death, but now Kilgar is the tank. He's in place. Zach is able to leap past the entire team and claim the life of the Xayah for the shutdown. And now Zach is on the run. Here comes the list. She misses the claw. She doesn't get in with the claw on the backside. She missed it. Now she's going to get the Everfrost. She's going to go golden. The damage is going to come out. The GA has been propped. Raid Boss is on the run, but now she misses her combination. She blew the E, and now she's not able to get it down. She is able to finally complete, but now Kaisa is on the run. She's going golden. Kaisa is being hunted down by the Wukong. The Wukong is going to claim the life there, and that is going to finish off 4 members. Now Dragon is going to be started. What can Raid Boss do except for to walk away and go, what do I got to do to get a kill? He had the Xayah dead to rights. She uses the ultimate, dashes behind the tower. He can't go after her. The Zac risks his life, gets the shutdown, but ultimately it's not worth.
No, it really wasn't. It was not. Also, I need someone to talk to Rail, please. You don't need to jump in. I'm sorry. But if they had just said this fight's not working and backed out, they could have at least maybe salvaged something and maybe fought for this dragon. Or maybe even just took this dragon. But Rail jumped straight back in. Lissandra, Mr. E. I'm not sure why they were still trying to pick that fight. In my eyes, Lissandra isn't strong enough at this moment for them to be like, yeah, me and you could, like, Rail and Lissandra can definitely be making moves. Lissandra is not strong at this point. I'm sorry.
Pat on the head has missed so many parts of the combo that you would expect him to hit. He clawed. He missed his W when he was supposed to root the Alawi into place that forced them to chase when they didn't have to. And now here we go. Here comes IP Lock, tried to get the steal off, but he is going to be in a prison cell by himself. He is going to get murdered. And now the lead continues to grow for business time. They have control of this game. Galio says, I will take this hit for you. And Wukong is able to live. It would have killed the Wu, but Galio does get the dodge there. So Kaisa is still trying to push forward, is still trying to see if she can poke and hit somebody, but she's not hitting anybody. And guess what? It's now Alawi on the side lane with the hole breaker, with the GA. She's got her item. She has now got Cleaver. Now how are you going to deal with her solo? It'll be interesting to see what they elect to do here with the Baron. And it looks like they're ready to reset.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I can safely say it now. Yeah, we got a game 3. Is there any way for BBG to bring this one back?
I mean, all it's going to take is one good wombo combo. If they land it, they get the right targets down, they get to the Xayah. Liz locks the Xayah down before she can ult and away. They can delete her and the Renata from the fight and then focus fire the Wukong down. So they do have a win con. I mean, Onset is strong. She does have the static done. She does have the entries, Rabadons, and Nashers. So it's not like she's not lacking for damage. It's just she has not been able to have the impact that the Xayah has because the Xayah has been able to stay alive when she really shouldn't be. So here we go. Now they are pushing down mid. Here comes the teleport. It is now 4 in the mid. They're going to rotate into the top and help out the Alawi. You can see the damage. I mean, she lands one combo and she already chunked the Renata to 30%. So you can see this Kaisa has the damage. She has the ability. She just needs her team to get a good wombo off and land it correctly on the Xayah, and we can see what happens. So Cat on the head is waiting. She's not going to push in correctly. They know that this is the last fight. We do see the Wukong, which is the fight. He is going to ultimate. He does not get to the Kaisa, so that is important. Now here comes the ultimate. Nefiri is on the backside. There is no damage yet coming down on this particular Kaisa. Was not able to get to that fight correctly, and now Xayah just runs rampant on the team. Down they go, and Brad Bolster Gaming is not going to be able to 2-0 this. We are going to see a game 2. It is 1-1, and Business Time gets down to business and ends this game in 40 minutes.
Man,
Wow.
that was rough. No, that was awesome. It got rough towards the end.
So we are going to get a game 3. I'm really interested to see the damage numbers on this game. So the Zaya, yeah, I mean Zaya had 38k damage, Kaisa had 38k damage. So the Kaisa had the damage. Even Ray Boss had 31k. In my eyes, I'm looking at Cat on the head. I'm a Lissandra main. Cat on the head. This is a 40-minute game. You had 15k damage. I need you to step up the game, bro. I'm mid player. I'm telling you right now, I need to see you pop off this next game. 15k damage from you. I know you're better than that. That's unacceptable, sir. So hopefully we'll see what Cat on the head come back on a vengeance next game. But yeah, I mean, you know what Brad Bolster wanted to do? They had a great wombo combo set up. Unfortunately, it just looked like a lot of times they couldn't get it completed the way they wanted to. The Zach positioning with the Lissandra and the Rel coming in there, you know, Raid Boss got exposed on the side there coming in because the rest of the combo wasn't in place or he was too early on the combo. However you want to spell that out, you saw the pieces there. You saw what they wanted to do. They just unfortunately were not able to execute the way they wanted to. Meanwhile, on the other side, Belisarius, you know, really displaying that Zaya, really displaying their prowess of, you know, avoiding the killing blow from the Fury and laying the ultimate down correctly whenever the Neferi got closer or whenever the Kaisa was able to ult in, able to immediately respond to set the distance and being able to avoid everything from the follow-up from the Zach and the Lissandra. So really need to see a little bit more urgency and more of them playing together for Brad Bolster Gaming on this game. They executed great in the first game, just a little bit off on that second game, and Business Time capitalized on it. They just put on a clinic.
I don't know what to say here other than I mean, what Business Time isn't gonna take this L line down. I mean, they just kind of proved that they brought that game back, man. It was so back and forth too. I didn't know who was gonna win this one until, you know, they started winning multiple team fights and took all the objectives. Then I knew who was gonna win.
All right, so they're getting ready, guys. There ain't no break in here. They're already in lobby. They're already throwing out and ready to get this game and go into game 3.
Their mentals are in danger.
Both these teams are ready to go. I'm certain, you know, if I'm the coach on at least from Brad Bolster, hey, get back to what we do great. Shake it off. You know, even though we kind of made some mistakes there, we typically don't see. You know, we'll get it back. And from the side of Business Time, you gotta look. You gotta look and say, hey, you know, Brad Bolster gave us their best swing. You know, they hit us once, and then they took another shot, and we dodged this time and came back with an uppercut. So this series is living up to the billing. That's why these are the top 2 teams. They're displaying it for us now. Onset, man, did really great work on that Kaisa. Unfortunately, just not able to seal the deal. Belisarius on the Zaya. I'm expecting, you know, either one or both of those picks to be banned out at this point and maybe get them on something less comfortable than their most comfortable ADCs, or maybe they're just going to say we'll keep the same bans and we'll just run it down and make a few changes. So it'll be interesting. They targeted Raid Boss with 3 bans last time. We'll see if they're going to continue that. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fence, kind of bans have been all over the place. They targeted Sunray with the ban. They targeted Kilgar with the ban, and they targeted Feathers the Fur. So it'll be interesting to see this time around if we're going to see more bans generated to ADCs, or at least taking Zaya and Kaisa out altogether. But they are already ready to start drafting. What are you feeling for this game, Hog? What are we going to see? What are we going to see in draft?
Well, we're gonna see more of the same. We're definitely gonna see some. I don't want to say a fight, but it depends on who bans it. I think that they realize that the Zaya is a menace, and they may not want to see that anymore. But also, Kaisa is a menace. They may not want to see that anymore either. Um, I think they may again throw the bans. They're probably gonna throw the same bans at Raid Boss. It's up to him if he really picks the Neferi at that point. So, but they're probably going to do the same bans at Raid Boss. I'm not sure if they're going to stick with the Echo or the Echo bands or any of the support bands. I mean, what if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So
Brad Bolster Gaming does ban the Alawi. Or business, yes. Brad Bolster Gaming is elected to get rid of the Alawi this time, and again, from business time, still they're keeping with that Kha'Zix and the Zillion ban. They don't want to see those two picks at all. So they've been consistent with those two bans, and it looks like they're continuing that moving forward.
And they're going to keep banning the Maokai. They BBG does not want to see Maokai anywhere on this rift. And there goes the Camille ban again.
There comes the Camille ban. So they're gonna respect the raid boss Camille and rather play with the Neferi or the Scion and continue ban this Camille and not allow it to come into the game. So again, the Xerath ban is the final ban coming out from this side here. Xerath is an interesting one, and again, now we're seeing it. Here comes Zaya.
There she is. That's the Ezreal hover. Is it an Ezreal pick?
All right. Had the option for the Kaisa, and instead looking at the Ezreal. All right.
Yeah, Ezreal lock in.
We are going to see an Ezreal, which is interesting because now you really open the door for the Rakan Zaya combo because the Rakan is kind of a built-in counter to the Ezreal.
Sir, he is. That could be the point of this pick. Maybe try to put pressure on the Rakan and the Ezreal Karma. Okay, now we've got a bottom lane.
All right, so we've got I mean, you could flex the Karma mid. It's still possible. I have not seen Karma run mid in quite some time. I even saw Karma a little bit of top, but you really don't see that no more. I would expect this Karma to be paired with the Ezreal bot, but again, now you're opening up the Zaya Rakan combo directly because that's going to put a lot of pressure on this Ezreal because the Rakan can leap on top of the Ezreal, and then along with any other combination of a jungle root will lock him into place. So it does look like they've opted to take in the Amumu, which again, we've seen Amumu played out of jungle. We've seen Amumu play out of support. So he has been played in multiple positions. And then the Syndra is finally coming out. So as you know, Syndra is a huge problem for a lot of control mages because her ability to outrange them. She's able to punish them a lot during laning phase, and typically the way you counter Syndra is by putting an assassin mid in the hands of your mid laner, either an AP mage, an Echo, or play the Kassadin or the LeBlanc into there. So it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do from mid side with that Syndra and how they want to play around it.
I mean, did I lose you? I can't hear anything.
Oh no, I'm curious because what is the mid? What was the final pick for Brad Buster? Oh, it looks like it's a Wukong pick. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. So they're gonna have to remake the draft lobby because it bugged out and redo. So it does look like the third pick on that side for Brad Belcher Gaming is going to be the Wukong. That looks like that will be the third pick. So they're just resetting the draft lobby right now. And bear with us momentarily, and we will get that back up into place. Chef, the theme song for game 3 is Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down, Never Gonna Turn Around and Hurt You. Sorry, I'm a terrible human being.
Okay, hold up, stop. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm over here doing multiple things because we gotta wait for the remake. But did you just quote did you just Rickroll the
Yes, yes, I 100% just did that.
Nah, you're a terrible person.
I am. I literally admitted that I'm a terrible human being and just rickrolled Twitch for the stream. Yes, 100%. Guilty.
Why can't you just wake up and choose, peace?
I mean,
Wouldn't peace be nice?
You've known me for how long, and you think I'm going to peace?
Good point. Good point. Well, so did we talk about if that was a flex, a moo or what?
Yeah. So Mumu can be flexed, but seeing as how that the other pick there was a Sendra, I'm doubting we're going to see the Mumu flexed. I mean, you could still flex the Mumu to support, but usually you're not. If you're already running a heavy AP mid, you're usually not going to run an AP support like a Mumu bot. It's possible you still could do it because you could still put a tank jungle in there, but usually when you've done it that way, you're not going to run it. It's still possible flex, but less and less likely it'll be that way. So they're getting their picks back into here real quick from what we had before. So the Xayah, the Mumu, Syndra on the side of Business Time, and then for Brad Buster Gaming, it is going to be the Ezreal, Karma, and Wukong. And so now we're on to second ban phase, and here now we can ban out Raid Boss. So we do see the Urgot ban coming out. Interesting.
Again.
And again, respect there to the Feathers and Fur Garen, as well as the Mordekaiser and the Ornn. So they do leave the Neferi, they do leave the Scion, and now we're going to have to see kind of how they want to play with this. Like, they do have the Xayah, they do have the Mumu, they do have the Syndra, and hold the beer. Here comes the Lilia lock-in, so they are going to flex the Mumu down low and run triple AP with the Lilia setup. This is going to be a spicy combo.
You said hold your beers, but this seems like a good time to start drinking them. That is... Yeah. All right, well, okay, this is what we're dealing with now. So who's next?
So we do see the Silas. We do see the Silas on here. We are going to need some beef. The Malphite makes a lot of sense here. The Scion makes a lot of sense here. But then again, you're also giving Silas more ultimate. So, okay, that makes sense. You take the Mundo, you put Raid Boss on somebody comfortable, and Silas doesn't get another ultimate to claim. So they could have done a Malphite, but again, not wanting to give Silas more toys to play with. The Mundo does make more sense here than what I was thinking with the Scion or the Malphite. So we will see Raid Boss back on a Raid Boss champ for this one. But that is a lot of AP coming out from the side of blue. That is a huge wombo combo, and now we're seeing the Clyde come out. I was going to be interested to see if they could bring the Mundo out, if we were going to see somebody that was going to play the Clyde into this particular matchup. It does look like we are going to see a Clyde matchup. So again, Brad Balser Gaming coming out with a very, very spicy combination with the Ezreal and the Karma and the Wukong, the Sylas and the Kled. So they don't really have a true front to back. They do have a lot of options to get to the back line, but that's a tall task. You got to go through the Lilia, you got to go through the Syndra, you got to get through the Mumu and the Bundo to get to this Xayah. So Brad Balser Gaming really, again, picking a comp that is going to require 100% execution on this comp to pull this off. Because any mistake along the way and your team fight just falls apart. They're 100% relying on their ability to catch somebody with the Kled combination, with the Wukong and the Karma, and then using the Karma to speed up the Wukong and the Sylas to get, or definitely the Kled to get any of these fights with the Ezreal. So it's an interesting combination here, and I can't wait to see it. I'm excited. What about you, Og? What are you thinking?
What am I thinking, man? This is a Kled, a Sylas, a Wukong, an Ezra, and a Karma. This is a full go in. We gotta kill these people first type of team. I don't listen. This is the OG raid boss. Pick Mundo. This is the OG raid boss. Okay. This is. I'm not actually sure what their team is good for. I don't know what's good for kiting. I don't know what's good for fighting. I don't know. The Mumu says fight. Mundo says fight. Lilia says run around and poke. Cinder says press R. And Xayah's a pain in the ass. So I don't know. I don't really know what the team is. I mean, great. I guess great front to back, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they're supposed to actually fight here. I do know that Kled is going to chase that Xayah into her own fountain if he gets even a little bit ahead. Sylas has a Syndra in his lane. He has the ability to tell Xayah no. He could just choose to take Xayah out the game. I mean, it's a good thing they didn't pick this Malphite, because they did. This Wombo combo would be insane for BBG. Wait, I just realized it just says blue and red. I don't know who I'm talking about now. Anyway, the point is, this game is gonna be great, and I can't wait to get into it with everybody, which we will do once we get back.
Is the first of many foes.
And once we get back, we'll hop into the last game, game 3 of GG Business Time versus BBGT.
I thought I had it figured out. Believed in us, we were meant to be, no doubt. A teenage love, everybody else could see the way we were, living in a fantasy. When I kiss her, I don't know where we going. I don't know at all. I don't know how we going. I'll be moving on. I'll be moving on. Gotta let it go. Living on my own, making me strong. Now I wanna show I can hold my own. See how much I've grown. Better off alone, baby. I don't do it all alone. So sorry for the heartache and saying goodbye, for wasting your time, for wasting your time. I don't know how we growing. I'll be moving on. I'll be moving on. Gotta let it go.
Welcome back. Game 3, deciding first place. Tonight, LXC action. Here we go. Are we going to see the invade?
It's looking like it. Oh, snap. Do they finally have the balls? Has it took 2 games for them to find them?
I mean, it looks like they're in position to counter the invade. It doesn't look like they're in position to farm and do the invade. So,
Never mind. Go ahead and put them back in your women's purses.
Sorry. I know. It was worth it. It was gonna happen. But again, alas, no, it doesn't happen.
It's all right.
But again,
Karma. Oh.
props to the Zaya. She's a lot opted for the long sword with the refill potion. We love to see it. The weenie Ezreal has opted for the Doran's blade and therefore automatically will lose this game.
Dang,
that's the way it
bro.
works, right?
Off a Doran's blade?
That's the way it works.
I mean, you heard it here first, people. Astros called it. BBG is gonna lose because Ezreal chose to itemize how we chose to.
That's right. Everybody pay attention here. ADCs taking Doran's blade. You cost your teams the game.
That's right. He says you're all trash. At least that's what I heard. If you didn't hear that, you probably misheard.
Probably misheard.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get into the action here. Am I correct in seeing this correctly? That Bags has subscribed. Welcome to the team, Bags.
I mean, I feel like he's less on the team and more of like now a sponsor for the team.
Oh.
Because like that's how it works, right? Because he gives us money to entertain him. Technically, in a way, he owns you.
You know, Bags will actually get along with Vishkara just fine because both of them have this wonderful quality of perfection when it comes to their buildings and arc. And if one little thing isn't placed down correctly, they will let you know. The fight has started here. Syndra does land the stun. Cat on the head initially landed some damage there. Kilgar does hold it and then is able to return fire there on that trade. And now Cat on the head is going to be in a lot of trouble here unless Wukong comes over here. And speak of the devil, ask for your help and you shall receive. Here comes the Wukong. Here comes the flashes. Not able to get the damage on the Kilgar. She will get out of range and remain alive.
Man, that was well done from Kilgar. The stun. I didn't think Silas was going to commit like that with the flash either, but was able to flash his chains. Didn't get hit with any CC. Good job for Kilgar. Lily is in the mid lane now. Just passing through. Is heading to Wukong. I think she did spot him.
She did, but she was too late to get to the scuttle. But I think she understands that Wu didn't have her buff. That Wu came straight there. So she knows that the buff is not there on Wu. So she kind of knows a little bit about Wu's going to go there. So she is poking and assisting with poking out, getting some more damage on there to send Silas back as well. So she probably will rotate around here knowing that she knows where the Wu's is. She's probably going to try to take a camp here in a second, to be honest. Mumu doing Mumu things is also coming down. He was going to come up and party, but he didn't quite get there in time.
No, he didn't. But like you said, looks like Lily's gonna go ahead and take that grump away from Wukong. Meanwhile, Wukong is heading towards the top lane. We'll get spotted out by the ward, and
It is going to get spotted on the ward. So yeah, so this will let Lilia know where the Wu's coming in there and looking. So Lilia will know that the Wu's there. She might opt to come around and see if she can't pop Silas from the side. So it'll be interesting to see. And now here comes the raid boss with the power of Kled to come and just walk into the tower, take a little damage, and then walk back away.
Okay. Also, I want to take it back. I thought because of the draft, I thought that PBG
The raid boss was on Mundo.
Yeah. So I am sad that didn't happen, but I'm also glad he's on Kled because Kled is a scrapper, and I can't wait to see. In fact, Astro, go ahead and take us to the future, man. I want to see mid game already. I actually don't care about any of this. I want to see mid game. I want to see what Kled does.
You want to see the but we need to see the initial setup, and it looks like right from the get go, here comes squad business time, getting down to business, taking the first Chem Dragon off the table at 5 minutes and 40 seconds. To say, yeah, we're gonna set the tone extremely early.
I mean, that's the first. That's a first. That's a first this series. And I guess it works. No one.
Silas combination misses. He missed the full combination. Syndra returns the fire, hits the stun, pops him away, and says, "Thank you. Come again."
And unfortunately, he will, because that's kind of how this matchup works. So meanwhile, in the bottom lane, both bottom lanes are going to reset. Mundo just teleported back up top with the Bammy Cinder, and Kled is, I think Kled's doing all right.
He's got his Dirk up. He's got a small lead on the CS, but this is a Mundo. So it's not like missing this much CS early on is really going to hurt you. It is feathers in front of Mundo. It's just gonna get tankier as the game goes by. Meanwhile, though, Xayah, even with the call to go help and get the early dragon, she does possess the quiver already, along with the boots, whereas Ezreal has opted just for the sheen. So they are already putting Lilia with the Mumu over here on this side, and they're looking to get this Herald started the second it comes up. They're not wasting any time. Mumu was already here waiting. Now he's rotating in the mid. The fight is going to be started. The flash comes out. The stun hits, but Mumu misses the bandage.
Wow. Okay. That kind of sucked. But that was also only a Hex Flash from a Mumu, I believe. No, the Hex Flash is coming up now. That was his real flash.
Yeah, that was his real flash. He traded for that. He is now going to have to walk back to the lane. Ezreal and Karma not able to punish really the Xayah for not being in the lane. They weren't really able to get any poke there until just now. Shut up, eat your words, Astro. But finally able to get some damage there. They had been avoiding it. But yeah, not able to punish the Mumu on the roam, but Mumu wasn't able to get anything really done with the roam. And Herald, they were too early for that Herald. I was kind of surprised they were already over there. There was no way they were going to wait that long, but still kind of Silas is kind of hovering here. Wukong's over on the side, but they have the wards in place to know when Wu goes topside to move in on the Syndra. Here comes the Silas. He does land the combo. He does land the stun. The Syndra does splash away, but Kilgar able to hold off the Silas from getting the kill. But she is going to have to back. Here comes the Ezreal ult. Fires wide and misses.
I haven't seen that work in years. Anyway, I haven't seen that work in years. But you know, when it does, if it does work though, it's great to
You
see.
didn't watch the Ezreal game the other night then, huh?
No, unfortunately, I did not. I was ripping up carpet. Anyway,
Yeah, that Ezreal had an 80k damage game and murdered everybody.
oh, well, it's always good to see that. Murder twinks. Oh wait, crap. Can I say that word? Anyway, well, I said it. We'll have to find out later. Anyway. Clad's got his hammer now. Wukong's got his sheen. Silas has his Kindle gem building towards Everfrost. And Ezreal has the tear of the goddess, the sheen. So he is getting the burn mana.
We do see the Wukong able to secure the Herald. With the Herald and with Dragon coming back up, I'd imagine he's going to try to push for this to go bot and push that Herald there. Kilgar landing some damage there for free on Cat on the head. And Mumu waiting there in the back to see if the Silas is going to overstep. But Silas has not gone in yet. Content. Here he comes. Here comes the flash. He does manage to avoid the Mumu bandage. I'm not certain Mumu lives, even if he does land it. Here comes the Wukong from the side. Here comes the Lilia, but she's not. She's going to eat some tower damage in return. Now Kled is coming from the side. Here comes the ult. The juke play from the Lilia. She flashes at the last second, but she's able to avoid the damage. The Herald is going to get summoned immediately here on the mid.
Everybody's not walking in one at a time. What's happening?
just kind of, patiently just like checking and see if they need to fight. And then go, no, we don't. Kled is now catch the Mumu. Mumu is in some trouble here, but they do not continue the chase. He's content with, taking Mumu to 30%, start the dragon, and yeah, doesn't look like they're going to contest it. They're going to go ahead and give this dragon over. And meanwhile, Lily is like, okay, fine, you take a dragon, I'll go eat your jungle.
Yeah, Lily's in jungle. Mundo's getting tower plates, getting that money. Xayah is. Oh, I don't know what Xayah's doing. Xayah's chilling. And Syndra is back in the mid lane. Didn't even go back. What a trooper.
No, opts to stay. She's got to be careful here. If the combo hits, she's going to be in trouble. She is able to back away. Meanwhile, Karma has discovered that since Mumu's missing, she might as well take the fight. Belisarius does go ahead and use the ultimate, but doesn't really get anything out of it. Mumu is still mid and is not going to get down here to really have an impact for bot lane. So interesting roams here from Mumu. He's not able to get anything really accomplished with his roams. He's not been able to make anybody pay. Kilgar is immediately going to start the fight. He does land. The ultimate comes out. Here comes the balls, but she is able to get that first blood going over to Kilgar, able to complete the kill onto Cat on the head. So Cat on head overstayed his welcome, tried to push the lane, didn't have any mana back, and Kilgar immediately came back and said, come at me, bro. And yeah, he did.
I hate to be that person, but just because the Leandri's burn killed him doesn't mean.
Ooh, the Mumu lands the stun back on the Karma. Here comes the damage. The Zaya is on the Ezreal. The restun from the Ezreal. Ezreal's going to try to flash away, and for the moment, looks like he's going to live. Here comes Lilia, though, downtown with the shot, but she misses. Just a bit outside. How's that for movie
I don't
reference?
think that would have done enough damage to kill them anyway. Lily only has a blasting one. Lilia, for some reason, has not spent the gold that I believe she has. Can you show that real quick?
I can. She has, let's see.
Or she's sitting on 20,
Yeah,
2,000
she's got 2,400 gold. Yeah,
Yeah.
she hasn't backed yet. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's sitting on enough to buy the Leandries. So, if that's the route she's going, I don't know. She might do something crazy.
No, you could go Rylai's first, but usually you would go Leandries and then Rylai's as your second item. So here comes the stun. It does land. The damage from the Zaya is enough to finish off. So again, Lilia, she went and hid in the bottom bush there, waited for them to come back. Does land it and does finish off. So now she's got 3K gold just about in her inventory. This time I think she's gonna back and buy. So she does opt to get to Leandries. No, she opts for Demonic Embrace.
First item, Demonic Embrace. We are playing with some real mad lads today. Meanwhile, Wukong's over here with a Mumu. Also, a Mumu is just pitching a tent.
Mumu is coming mid a lot, which is crazy because this is a Silas, and you might not want to give the Mumu ult to the Silas, but he is spending a lot of time here in the mid lane. Interestingly enough, the Syndra picks up the Leandries. I'm starting to like that. I kind of prefer the Ludens on the Leandries, but here comes the Mumu. He lands the stun. Here comes the damage. The Zaya is chasing this Karma down. The Mumu re-engages, but whiffs the ultimate on the last second on the Ezreal. So the Ezreal is able to walk away, but the Zaya collecting the quick kill on the Karma. And we are just seeing business time get down the business, establishing dominance in the bot lane. And really, right now, Wukong is not having an impact on this game.
No, he's not. Which is sad. But I'm also think I don't know. I'm not sure if IP Log actually plays Wukong. Or if this was just a pick so that they
comes the Mundo. He's throwing his briefcases out. We do see the Lilia showing up. We are going to get a smite fight for the Herald. Here comes the fight. The Mundo is in the pit. Kilgar is showing up in the pit. Here comes the ultimate. Here comes the stun. Mumu's in there. Kled is not able to get out. It is a double kill for the Syndra. Yes, they got the Herald, but it cost them 2 lives and 2 kills to the Syndra, who now is going to be 3-0 and coming mid for that tower.
That was they stayed for that one. Not entirely sure they should have. I mean, they also trapped themselves in the pit.
You're trapped in the pit. You've got a Syndra throwing down in the pit. You have a Lilia throwing down in the pit. You got a Mumu coming down to the pit, and you got nowhere to go.
No, not the best choice there from BBG. Honestly, they probably should have backed up and let them probably start that so they could get the fighting on them. But it doesn't matter because now Dragon's being started by
Ezreal is here. Here comes the Lilia. Here comes the Silas. She is going to flash, but the teleport is out. Mundo is going to get into this fight. Syndra is also coming from the backside. So Kled is very deep. Kled is able to continue the fight, and down goes. But here comes the Mundo on the backside. He's going to get in this Wukong. Wukong is taking damage from the tower. Locke is trying to run. He is going to fall. Zaya is here for this party. The feathers come out. Mundo is chasing down. Mumu has got an ultimate to get everybody away, and now you have Mundo just dancing around with the Zaya, waiting for this team. Here comes the Mundo with the re-engage. Silas is going to be out by himself on the island. Mundo says, have a briefcase and sit down.
Yep. Okay, well, we already saw it happen. Silas got greedy right there, trying to take the Mumu with him.
Zaya
It
is
did not work out.
gonna dodge the Ezreal combo, and she almost claims the Ezreal. She is now 4-0. Syndra is now 3-0. It's a 7-1 game. It's a 5K gold lead. And business time is saying it is business time, and we're gonna get down to business and try to wrap this game up. So really, Red Bolster Gaming, even though they got Herald, they're even on Dragons. They're down almost 5K gold in the first 18 minutes, and I don't understand how you're going to deal with this Syndra and the Zaya right now.
Well, I don't think they can. Not at least for like another 10 minutes. Unfortunately, Silas has not come online yet. Wukong is a little bit too behind at this
Syndra
point.
is going to land the initial combo on the Kled, and Kilgar will damage. The Kled is actually going to use his ultimate to run away. The Kled just used his ultimate to run away from a Syndra.
Kled did not want that smoke. I'll say, Kled has Eclipse.
Yes.
I don't want to say that he could have took that fight, but I also don't think he needed to press R to get out of it. Like,
things are coming out. Looks like they are going to try to position for this dragon. Kled is coming down. Herald is going to get popped out.
he's just
but
walking, though.
he needs to be escorted up here real soon, else they can get the Shelly and stop. We do see the Mundo and Kilgar coming around from the side. Karma correctly pinged it out, but Herald is not going to have any effect, is going to get collected and taken out. And here comes initially the stun. The ultimate IP lock is going to have to get forced to get away. Syndra not able to get the right Wukong, and Wukong is able to walk, but he is chunked out substantially, and I'm not certain they want to get in this pit to get into this particular fight here with him getting chunked out. Syndra does come back, lands the ult. Here comes the Lilia. She's on top. The Silas is rooted. Cat on the head is going to get collected and just falls over by the wayside. This is looking dire right now for Brad Balster. We already knew they kind of had to play around with their picks and execute. And just right now, they're just being shut down everywhere, which way they go. Mumu isn't done yet. Mumu knows the Karma's low. He's pushing and cutting him off at the tower, giving his ADC time to get and push this into the tower, and they can't even contest Mumu by himself. Down goes the tower. 2 dragons, nearly a 7K gold lead now.
Man, I would say this was unexpected, but I did expect this.
So Zaya's got already a 2K gold lead. Syndra's got over almost a 3K gold lead in her lane, or 2,500 K gold lead in her lane. So between those 2 lanes, that's where the gold sits. So that's where you want it. That's where you're seeing it. And now they just need to play around their win conditions with their DPS both having 2K leads. So this is going to put them almost an item ahead on each side.
Yeah, and this is the time they want to fight too. A lot of pings going out towards the Lilia.
Oh, IP Lock missed it. He actually missed it and whiffed. Here comes on the backside. Feather comes fly, deletes the Wukong. They cannot get to the Zaya. Now the Kled, who's already going to chunked out. Zaya collects even more. And now on the backside, Karma's been caught out by the Lilia. The Kled is now low. Here comes the Syndra. Kilgar says, hello, nice to see you. Lilia now chasing. And now on the backside, you just have Mundo just collecting towers, and they're still winning this fight 4v5.
Shouts out to the the luck of that Kled bar. Because Scarl came back in and saved his life. So shout out to Scarl for being the realest NPC in the game. But yeah, man, that fight. Oh man, he went over the wall and Lilia just moved. That was pretty bad for.
Lilia he went over the wall. Lilia moved, and then unfortunately he just kind of from there was like, I can't go nowhere because here comes the rest of the team. So not able to kind of work that correctly. The lead is expanding. Doors are shutting. Objectives are falling. Mumu is caught out by himself. But now here comes Zaya. The stun from the Syndra is going to lock down the Silas before he can do anything. Wukong is on the run. Wukong wants nothing to do with this fight. Zaya is backing away low. Here comes the Kled. The Kled targets and jumps the wrong way. The Syndra re-engaged. The Mundo's here. The Flash. The Flash again. Here comes Ezreal trying to get away, but Lilia is now on the hunt. Lilia finds the Ezreal, and now the gold lead is just getting worse. Business Time is trying to close the doors on this game. Kilgar is deleting people left and right. Karma, rest in peace.
Let him cook. He just walked to that dude and said, nah, fam, you don't get to play today. We want this victory. We're number one. Oh, man.
Things are out. Rogue is 10 seconds from coming back. They are going to reset. They're going to get vision down, and we're probably going to see a pick for this Baron here momentarily. So probably set up in a bush somewhere, let them come in, see if they can't make a pick. This Lilia combo with the Syndra and the Zaya follow-up, there's a lot of damage there, and nobody wants to see it on the side of Brad Buster Gaming.
Yep. I mean, that last fight was beautiful. I don't care what nobody says. Also, Kled, mad as all get out. I don't know why the stupid mechanic of his ult prioritized the Mumu over
the Zaya. Yeah, that was unfortunate. The flash from Kilgar to avoid the combo from Wukong and the Silas coming in from the side. Kilgar immediately sniffed that out and moved away. We do see Zaya on the side. We do see Mumu on the side. Meanwhile, they are trying to sneak and have started this Baron in the back of the pit. And I don't know if they realize it. It finally got pinged out to somebody that they're all missing and that they're over there. And now they're going to have to peel off, realizing that they can't just straight up fight in this pit. Mundo, meanwhile, is pinging to go back, and they're just going to walk over to Dragon.
Also, I just realized this. Syndra, I'm guessing, is so ahead, or they're looking to close this game out in the next couple of minutes, because Syndra has the elixir, the blue elixir.
She probably couldn't buy anything, and she already had the item started from Morello's, so she probably said, I don't have enough item slots here, so I'll just take the elixir. But yeah, I mean, she's 5-0. She's got 50 CS advantage on the Silas. She already has the Shadow Flame done. She already has the Leandry's done. Morello's, at least the heel cut item, is already built. And Kled is now on the run from the Zaya. The Zaya stun comes out. Kled is already chunked out to half life. Here comes him off the his mount, but he doesn't want to continue this fight. He knows if he gets re-engaged on, he might be in trouble. So here comes the Mundo. He's going to get the damage in here. But Zaya's just waiting off to the side. Zaya was just kind of waiting there. Here comes Lilia on the side. They're just content to poke at this team and see if anybody wants to fight. They know they have the lead. They know they have the tools. And they're just kind of waiting to see what happens here. So good decision to not re-engage and to play that slowly and realize it's not a fight you want. You're down 9.5K gold. But Feathers and Fur is continuing to put pressure here on Raid Boss.
Yep. Also, Silas stole a Mumu movement, so I think they were posturing for a chance to use it, but all of GG Business Time has backed off because they've gone straight to the Baron, and Mumu is out there scouting ahead. He can just bandage into the pit, so there's no problem there. And yeah, they're still on it. Mundo's still in the mid lane.
Mumu is just kind of circling to the side. They don't want to engage. He is going to bandage. He is going to ultimate on the Wukong. The Wukong still jumps into the pit, and Skara is still here on this backside fighting this Mumu. But here comes the damage. Wukong has already been deleted. Mundo is going to claim the life of Karma. Lilia claims the Baron. Here comes the stun from Syndra. She double up. Here comes Mundo. Briefcases are flying. Health bars are flying. Lilia is coming through. Silas and Ezreal are desperately trying to get away, but here comes the Lilia. Down she claims the Silas. Ezreal's on the run. Lilia is still coming for this Ezreal. Ezreal is going to fall. The double kill. The health bars. The team is down. It is a clear ace. They have the Baron, and it looks like this is the end for Brad Bolster Gaming.
Yeah, this is like
Last dance. Here it comes. Can they hold? The Syndra says goodbye, Karma. Thanks for playing. And that is the end. Business time. 19-2. 14K goal lead. 28 minutes. Taking care of business.
And they just earned first place. They just earned first place with that victory. So congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Great games tonight, guys. 2-1. A lot of fights. Really, Brad Bolster Gaming, you came out swinging. Great first game. Came in the second game, made a couple small mistakes that swung the game in the favor, that lost late. And then in the third game, man, just that the team comp that you guys had to pull that off, the execution was going to be rough. And just that third game, business time, just got too much of a lead too early. Xayah and Syndra just becoming monsters and just not able to respond to the damage there. So, these are why these are the top two teams. They showed it tonight. It was a great series. Business time able to close it out. It's kind of what we said was going to happen. 2-1 was a prediction from some of us. You guys lived up to the billing and great games.
I did know everything you said because I don't want to think too much anymore. I'm tired. So yeah, ditto what you said. Great games. Good job, everybody. Shouts out to all the players. Y'all did great tonight. In every one of those games, y'all were fighting. So
yeah, so that does mean first and second place have been decided, which means I believe for the second round, they both still get buys, but the second round, the ability to pick who they play will go to business time. So business time to choose who they want to play out of the remaining winners. And we might see these two teams again in the finals. But we do have a special guest that will be joining us here momentarily here. So give us a second and we'll be bringing in a player from the match into the game, into the stream.
okay, do I have to hold on too?
Yeah, you have to hold, sir. You can't do absolutely anything. Okay, you see the shirt and you're asking me these questions?
Okay, well, I'll just pause then.
The producer says we are struggling to move him into chat. Here, you want me to do it? I can do it. See, I just did it. Hey, Bill, welcome.
Hey, there we go. Living life, happy to get the win.
All right, so I mean, you played great all three games. Honestly, you played great on the Xayah. Valiant effort on the first game, just unable to close. How did you guys feel going from that first game into that second game? What was kind of the mentality there after that first game?
The first game we felt much more. We made just too many mistakes in the early game that kind of tossed at us later, because it felt like those later fights were just like just out of reach, And I felt like we did a lot better job in that second, especially that third game, of cutting down those mistakes so we could actually win the team fights later.
Were you expecting the Ziggs Ashe bot lane or no?
All right, listen, I said it was a possibility because I had just played Ziggs last week. I was like, it's possible, but it definitely wasn't our first thought. And once we saw the Triss, we were like, okay, this is going to be annoying.
Okay, and then going in kind of, you put Kilgar on the Echo that first game. You know what the concept was. You know where his targeting was going to be, but unfortunately, the Triss had pretty much one job. Every time Echo jumps in, ult him and tell him to go back and go away. But of course, obviously, he found kills on the Ashe. pretty much throughout the game, but unable to get the deal done with the Ziggs and the Triss. How did you feel kind of giving way of saying, I have the Kaisa opportunity, I have the Zaya opportunity, but opting more, it looked like towards more of the Zaya.
I think we went with the Zaya mostly because I felt more comfortable on where she is in the middle right now. I think she's better. That and especially after that, just kind of seeing the second year, we're like, oh, if they're just going to keep diving me, well, I'm just going to pick Zaya and then survive.
All right. And then, you had the opportunity there. We saw Ray Boss bust out the Neferi. Was that something you guys were like, we're okay with the Neferi? We don't want to see the Camille so much? Or is it something like, if it happens, it happens?
We felt with the Neferi that it's new enough of a champion where her limits are not really her. I barely know anything about the champion. I gotta be honest. That even I got killed at one point because I was like, I don't know what to stopwatch because I don't know what's gonna kill me. But
Yeah,
we
it's the
felt,
bleed or whatever
yeah, I
coming
was
up.
like, it's something. But we felt that it was the limits that the top laner had on Camille is gonna be far greater to deal with compared to something like the Neferi. So we were willing to make that bet.
So now you've secured first place. You know that you're going to have pick of the litter. Are you expecting to see this particular team again in the finals, or are you expecting a shakeup and somebody else to kind of rise up and try to push you guys out? Since now you guys are the team to beat.
I think they have a very good chance of making the finals. Like I felt, especially with their team fighting, it was pretty solid from what I've played against in this league. I thought they had a lot of coordinated stuff, and I would not be surprised to see them again there.
All right. Well, hey, MVP of this particular series. Love the Zaya. I would expect you're not going to be seeing that Zaya again for a bit.
Hey, you never know.
I was expecting Zaya and Kaisa to get banned first rotation. I was kind of surprised both got let through, and I was doubly surprised that they put the
Mhm.
onset on the Ezreal uh, and the Karma. I was kind of taken aback by their selection there on that. But you guys played a great third game. All three games were really entertaining to watch. But that
Thank you.
third game was just a clinic of what happens when you snowball a lead early and just put your foot on the gas and keep taking things until you run out of things to take.
Absolutely. I thought that series was really fun. It felt weird, especially like my solo queues recently have just been the most brain dead, just die constantly. That those couple of games I was like, you know what? Good team fights. We're able to farm. We're able to get to power spikes. This is fun. This is why I play the game.
Yeah, I noticed recently on you're on a little bit of a losing streak there.
Oh,
And
dude, don't even get me started.
Wow, call homie out, bro.
Like
Come on, man.
I'm playing these games. I'm like, okay, cool. It's 10 minutes in. I don't have death. Let's check the leaderboard and I go, oh, my jungler's 0-5. Cool.
Soul Keeper will be glad to hear that you're just blaming the jungle
Oh,
because the jungle's
absolutely.
always dying. So I'm
Always
certain
jungle.
he's okay with you blaming the jungle. I'm of the opinion it's always the ADC's fault. But
That's
I
fair.
I could be wrong.
I'll lose the late
Putting the
game.
top
That's
laner.
I'll take the blame for those.
Well, I appreciate you coming and talking with us, and
Hey,
hopefully
hold
we'll get
up.
to see
Hey,
you
hey,
soon.
hey,
Hog, you got any questions? I'm sorry,
hey, yeah,
I took your thunder. Hog, you go
hey,
ahead.
yeah. I need to know. Yo, top laner, man. Feathers and furs. Is
Hmm.
that is that? Be honest with me. That Alawi build is it the T1 Alawi build? Because it looks like it.
I'm willing to bet with feathers. I think I've seen him lose on Alawi once, and that was the Mordecai's. Are like this man is unstoppable on that champion. I don't know how he does it. So anything he builds, I trust.
Okay, so he really knows Alawi. Okay,
Oh,
I'm just
absolutely.
because for a minute there, I thought he was I don't know T1's catchphrases. I don't watch him, but I thought he was about to like rip it. Go crazy on you. I don't know. You know what T1 does better than me, probably. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
okay. So that's what I want to know. And also, quick question, man. The what did you think of that Ezreal pick?
It was indeed a pick. I see what they were trying to go with that strong lane. I felt they just didn't punish me enough when the Mumu was gone. Like
No,
half the
they really
time,
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would walk up just enough in range to finally get hit by something. They never. We felt that same way in game 2 of I got left alone a lot, and they just never capitalized it. I know I'm Zaya, but you can get a flash, you get my ultimate, you can get something, you know.
Okay, because I had to ask because that
Yeah.
was I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
I
we
really
think
was.
it was just they wanted that really pokey lane just to keep me out, and it unfortunately didn't work this time.
Okay, and then I guess my last question for you, man. The Mumu pick, is that something y'all practice, or was that just like a spur of the moment thing?
That's something that we have had some practice on. We like to throw that out there just because it's not the most played nowadays, but we know our sport. He just enjoys the champion as well, and I think that's something we as a team like to do. Is just if we like to play him, then we'll play him.
Okay, cool. All right, man. Well, then that's all the questions I had, and I think Astro talked to you about a bunch of technical stuff for too long, already. So
It's all good. Thank you for having me.
Always, Blaine. Well, thank you for stopping by. Again, my fellow caster couldn't do this without you, Agai, as well as our producer in the background. Obviously, we love you, Soul Keeper, and the woman doing all the work on the back end that no one sees, but we love her all anyways. Vishkara holding it down on the back end. So that's all I got. Until next week, right?
yeah, this is it. We'll see y'all next time.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Take it easy.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
Living on my own, making me strong. Now I wanna show I can hold my own. See how much I've grown. Better off alone, baby. I'm halfway out, just trying to lose you now. Yeah, it was an illusion now. Yeah, I just wanna see you out. To give it up, leaving out.